Hey, how's it going? You are here for Heavy Art Talk. As usual, it is your host, Lee. And today I am extremely excited. We're going to have Joe Gettler on the show. I've actually been talking to him backstage for like 30 minutes and I kind of lost track of time. And I'm like, hey, we probably should hit record soon. But Joe is a tattooer out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. He works at Redemption Tattoo. He specializes in like kind of like a fantasy type art, but one that also kind of appeals to just like a really cool style. He infects like tattoo imagery with fantasy, and there's just like a whole bunch of fun associated with it as well. I love his work. I'm really excited to go over that. He also is a musician. He's an ex-guitar player for Wilderun. And, without further ado, Joe, what's happening, man?
Hey, man. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. I told you when I was doing the intro, I'd wing it and it would be just fine.
That was great.
Yeah, it would be just fine.
Yeah.
My dog just started having a tantrum in the other room, so I hope people didn't hear that.
I can't hear it. I hope people don't hear my cats going ape shit.
The way it goes, man.
Yeah.
So what have you been listening to lately?
So, actually, yesterday, for the first time, I listened to my old guitar teacher, Joe Stump's new album, Joe Stump's Tower of Babel, Days of Thunder. Which I don't know if you know who that is at all. He's like a big like shred guy around here, and he's also in Alcatraz now, like which
Cool.
used to have like Ingve and Steve Vai and stuff. So, but anyway, it's so fucking sick. Like if you're looking for something to scratch that itch of like a old school like Dio or like a Rainbow or Deep Purple kind of thing, like
So there's vocals and stuff?
yeah, there's vocals and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And the singer, I'm not sure with all the names of the members in the band or whatever, but he almost kind of has like a Rob Halford thing going on sometimes too. Like he kind of has like a little bit of like a that cool like 70s like maybe Dio kind of thing, but um yeah, it's a cool flavor. So I've been listening to that like the past like day or two. And other than that, like dude, I think this past year I really discovered Steely Dan.
You've hit that era, huh?
I fucking hit it, dude. Yeah, I really hit it. And I think like
Welcome to the club, man.
oh my god. I
Good
can't believe
shit.
I've been missing out on all this stuff.
Oh my god, it's so good. I think my favorite's probably Asia, but what do you think? It's like your favorite
So
record.
I mean at the moment the one that I've been listening to a lot is the Royal Scam.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Kid Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like dude the Caves of Altamira or whatever it is, however it's just yeah. There's just fucking heaters, dude. Um so yeah, I've been listening to that a lot. What about you?
Um, I always have known the name and I've like given them a shot before, but I just on a whim started listening to Molchat Doma the other day and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to hear right now. So it's like a
Oh yeah.
Belarusian, like the early stuff sounds a lot like Joy Division. So it's a little bit of
Okay.
that post punk, grim, semi goth kind of thing. The newer record is like more Sisters of Mercy, but a little happier. So it's
Okay.
just really good, man. So that, and then this whole year I've been listening to a shit ton of Alex G. He's like an indie songwriter. He
Oh,
goes by
okay.
Sandy Alex G. It's really interesting stuff. If you're in the mood, it like hits the spot.
I'll have to definitely check both of
Kind of
those
like
out.
Elliott Smith, but like basically the millennial Gen Z version of it, but in a really good way. I don't mean that diminishing. Just like
Yeah.
he's very talented songwriter, and he's done some soundtracks too. What was that one movie? I saw the TV Glow. That was like a movie that came out. It's like A24 film, but I think he did the
Oh, okay.
soundtrack for that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely I've had some friends tell me about what Molchat Doma, is that what it is?
yeah,
That's the
it's really
name?
good.
I had some friends like definitely tell me about being interested in it, and yeah, I don't know. I'll have to give them a go.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
so you pretty much listen to like almost all genres for the most part?
yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. I mean, I think most of the time I end up listening to just like a lot of like heavy metal or like 70s rock, 80s rock, um, stuff like that. You know, stuff like Rainbow, Deep Purple,
Hell
um,
yeah, yeah.
Judas Priest. I mean, like all the good shit that everybody likes. You know, but I spend a lot of time there. You know, and anything that has like a really ripping guitar player, I'm usually into it.
You
Um,
listen to extreme metal as well, or not as much?
Yeah, I do. I'm like I definitely still listen to that stuff, but it's not as much. I'm just not really in tune with what's going on as much.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, I don't know. Like I remember when I was in like high school and stuff and discovering like I don't know, listening to Heartwork
Yeah.
or like just like Death for the first time. Um, like why I don't know why the name is escaping me right now. Um, but like a couple of those albums like really fucking drove me nuts and like um
I know what you mean with Carcass.
yeah,
So there's this comp that came out in like 2007. I was looking at it the other day because um, Tomas from At the Gates passed away, and I was thinking, when
yeah,
did I first hear At the Gates? And it was this earache comp, and on it, I think it's like one of the earlier tracks is "Buried Dreams" by Carcass, and just that
oh
guitar part at the beginning, like I was like, this is so fucking cool. Like
yeah,
that's still one of those songs that like God of Emptiness by Morbid Angel. Like when the death metal songs had like a lot of uniqueness, that
yeah,
really got me in the door, especially like some melody or something to like grab onto, in high school.
yeah, 100%. And I mean I think a lot of that stuff that I discovered around that time is still things that are like a staple in what I would listen to, you know.
Yeah.
um I mean I think everybody is really psyched on the New Blood Incantation. You know, like everybody's been talking about it forever and because it rules, you know.
Yeah.
um So I mean, I've been listening to that, but other than that, I think it's like if something jogged my memory and I remembered some other bands, like I'm sure I should remember some other shit right now. But um,
A lot that
I'll
comes
listen to
out.
whatever as long as it's good.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I found this year I haven't listened to as much metal as I have the past couple years, but it's not that it's just been circumstantial. It's not been like bands aren't making good stuff. I'm not gonna, be the not even old man, but just a man on a cloud or whatever. I just
Yeah,
my mood this year has been a little more gravitating towards some other genres in general. It's just a personal thing.
yeah, I agree with that too. Um, I think too, like just in my situation, being like working in a tattoo shop all day. Like there's just so much constant noise with the tattoo machines and the music that's playing in the shop. And sometimes it's like extreme, you know, kind of stuff. And sometimes it's not, but still it's just like so much coming at you. Um, it's sometimes when I'm like, I come home and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to listen to like the gnarly shit when I come home from like
I don't blame you.
tattooing all day. And, you know,
I can
um,
imagine. What's normally
yeah.
playing in this? Is it just like fluctuate all the time, or is there kind of like a go-to agreed upon sound for all the tattooers that like no one's going to debate about?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's like I think Adam, our like friend who works at the shop with us, actually Adam McGrath from Cave In,
Oh, cool.
um, and he's like really good at picking like music that everybody is gonna like, or like if Joe's tattooing, like we're gonna put Iron Maiden on. Like if other people are like going to eat their lunch or something like that, or like you know if Eric is tattooing, like he's gonna want to listen to this, or if like Joe and Caitlin and Eric are tattooing. They're all going to be happy listening to this. Like he's pretty good at doing that. So it's a large variety of things. Um, so yeah, it's like I mean I would say extreme music is like not really something that happens too much because I don't know when you got a lot of tattoo machines ripping, it's like you can't really hear anything other than drums anyway. Like
Yeah. I don't want to hear more sounds of suffering while I'm suffering getting tattooed either. You know, there's like that
yeah,
aspect too.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. I used
I
to
mean, I'll
work in
handle whatever's on. Every tattoo shop I've been at, just quite a few, there's always a friendly and funny amount of bickering about the music between the tattooers. I always get a kick out of it because I'm usually there for like a long session, and
yeah.
there's little comments here and there, you know, between them. It always cracks me up.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it's always gonna get somebody, you know. I mean, like I don't know. I'm I'm pretty cool with like pretty much anything. Also considering I know I know nobody else that I work with wants to listen to Blind Guardian while we're tattooing, which I mean I do, you know. Especially like dude, we're getting into fall and like power metal season, you know, like Hammerfall and Blind Guardian and all that stuff. Like for me, it's like I'm getting back into all that shit right now, and I know
Yeah.
nobody else that I work with wants to listen to that, and that's fine, dude. You know, I'm I'm not gonna be making any problems for anybody, so you know we can listen to Power Trip, you know, we can listen to Metallica, we can listen to you know, or like you know, I mean, we've been listening to a lot of Steely Dan because a bunch of my coworkers have been getting into it around the same time.
Nice. Full
Um,
indoctrination.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's good tattoo music, man, honestly. Because it's like there's enough interesting things going on, but it's laid back. It's kind of
yeah.
perfect. Like you know another good tattoo band? It would be Dire Straits.
Oh,
Put Dire
dude.
Straits on where I imagine that's really good too. Because
It's
it's like
fucking
smooth, you
ripped.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love Dire Straits too. I had like a fucking Dire Straits bender like a couple of months ago where I was just listening to them like nonstop.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like they both kind of have that quality where it's like you can just listen to it and it will just pass by, but if you're listening to it and really paying attention to it, there's so much that's going like there's the chord changes and stuff, like especially if you are a musician of any kind, like to notice some of these things happening. Um, or I mean, I don't know, anybody too, but maybe you just don't have a name for it if you don't play guitar or something.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. There's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So art wise, where to begin? I guess naturally, like a lot of people start when they were in, you know, childhood and stuff. I guess what
Yeah,
did art look like, you know, kind of in your early years?
yeah. I mean, I my first memory of drawing was I was a toddler and I was like sitting there watching this show called Pappy Drew It,
I don't know what that
and
is.
I don't think anybody knows what it is. I don't even know how long
Did
it
you make it
lasted, but
up?
anytime I ever talk to anybody about it, nobody knows what the fuck it is, but I'm sure it's on YouTube or something. Like I'm sure we can find it. Can
All
we
right.
swear on here, by the way? Is it
Well, it's too late if you weren't
yeah.
allowed to. No, you're fine.
All right, dude. Uh
Yeah, no, keep. Don't worry about it at all.
okay, I figured, but I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, it's all
Um
good. Fucking Pappy
so
drew it.
Pappy drew it, dude. But this dude, like Pappy drew it. I think there was the show like had a bunch of shit going on, but I'm pretty sure he had like a segment called Pappy Drew It, and he would get out a little drawing pad and like teach you how to draw some shit. And I remember like sitting there like at my grandparents' house on the floor with like crayons and stuff, just like drawing this dinosaur, and like nothing has changed since. You know,
Yep.
maybe I don't use crayons anymore, but
I knew you were a dinosaur kid.
big dinosaur kid.
Same. Same.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
Do you have a
trains.
favorite? What'd you say?
I said fuck trains. You either get into
Yeah,
trains or
dude,
dinosaurs, dude. Fuck trains. I don't care about
I
them.
never got into trains.
Yeah. I don't get along with train kids. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, the dinosaurs all the way. Man, it kind of. I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, when I was a kid, I'd probably say Velociraptor. It's kind of a cliche answer, but I don't know, man. I mean, I love Triceratops,
Yeah,
and I'm just kind of going with like the obvious names. I know there's like all the families that are kind of similar, but and I'm not that educated on it, but I love Stegosaurus as well. I guess
yeah.
I'm drawn more towards like these unique, herbivore dinosaurs as I get older because like they're such interesting shapes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think when I was younger, and I mean, still, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick a favorite dinosaur, but there's a lot of time when I'm just like hanging out drawing, and I mean, even like, you know, if you look at my Instagram, there's like so many like types of like Triceratops.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. There's just something about that, like just this fucking tank.
They're just so cool, man.
Yeah,
And all the different like horn shapes with the different species and stuff. So cool.
yeah, they're awesome. Um, it actually kind of reminds me of like another like something that was so huge for my I think my artistic development, which was the video game Primal Rage.
Dude, yes. Yes. And the toys. Did you have the toys?
Yes.
Fuck, dude. All right, first of all, I don't think the game was really that good, but man, I love the characters. And, oh my
Yeah.
god, you're speaking my language, dude. Was obsessed with that shit.
Yeah, dude. It was oh my god, it was
The
fucking
box art
amazing.
was cool as shit. I mean,
Yeah.
everything about it. Even I still have the logo in my head with like
Yeah.
the letters so fucking late 90s. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing. And like I remember I always wanted to buy the game, but my parents were like apprehensive with the amount of blood and violence, so they're like you can rent it.
What?
They're like, you can rent it, so you can play it for a little while, but we can't like have this in the house. So, so
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we're here, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you turned out all right. Oh.
yeah,
It's just like that's such interesting logic. It's like you can rent a R-rated movie, but you can't own it. It's kind of the same thing.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm like forgetting about some detail of the way it went, you know. But
Hey, you won in the engagement. I mean, if you were able to play it, you won. So you're good.
I won, and I didn't play it enough where I like it's still like a myth to me,
Mhm.
you know.
Super
It's
Nintendo, is that what you were playing it on?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah. So I didn't own it. My neighbor had it, and I only played it like a couple of times. I was just obsessed with the toys. The
yeah,
one toy. I mean, I have it at my parents' place because I just saw it recently. But the dinosaur type that has the mace tail and the spiked back. Do you remember
yes.
him? Dude, that
I
one was so
actually
badass.
there's like I did a painting of him
Oh fuck yeah.
on my Instagram. I mean, maybe we can fucking throw it in and post or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's like a tattoo painting of him on my Instagram because I was doing like a painting collab with a tattooer in California, and we both like bonded on Primal Rage, and so like you know, I mean, I'm a fucking like every tattooer. It fucking takes me forever to do everything sometimes, and so I still haven't finished all the collabs like me and that dude started. But anyway, um, I did that. I did the painting of that guy. I can't remember his name, but he's awesome.
Yeah. 100%,
Uh,
man. How old are you? I'm 34.
I'm also 34.
Okay, so that's why we have so many similar things. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, got it. That's neat.
Oh yeah,
God, yeah, that's deep nostalgia for me, man. That game. Um,
yeah. And, like I think I don't know. I think the the game and I mean just like you said with the toys, like dude, like I don't know, man, like a Velociraptor or whatever that looked even crazier than like the Jurassic Park
the hook,
Velociraptor.
the hook
Yeah,
finger. on that
And
one. Yeah.
he had like the crazy like spikes, like tendrils and stuff coming off the back of his head.
Then there was the venomous snake-headed guy. He would like
Yeah.
spit venom.
Yep.
And then the apes were cool too. There was like the
Yeah.
Sub-Zero ape kind of guy.
Yep.
I mean, it was very much like a ripoff of Mortal Kombat. It just had different branding, but the gameplay was a lot like Mortal Kombat.
Totally. Yeah. I loved it, dude. And I mean, how can you beat, like, when you're a little kid and you're a dinosaur kid and there's a toy that, like, you get an action figure that fucking has all these crazy scratch marks all over the box and shit.
Yes.
And it comes with dudes for your dinosaur to eat.
I don't remember that detail. Shit.
Yeah. There were like smaller ones and then there were bigger ones. And I don't know, maybe I'm confusing it with Turok, which was also
That's very cool as well. Yes.
hit me at a genetic level for sure.
Yeah. I had the I think I had the PS2 version of Turok. It was an okay game, but man, that one cover where he's like ripping out of the basically the art that was a really good painting.
Yeah.
But dude, those that is like a really good point of early artistic inspiration was like basically video game art. Like the stuff on the boxes and in the packaging, like all those illustrators that were doing it for the most part all traditionally in like the early to mid 90s. Like that's, I guess I'm grateful that I had a childhood where analog art was used for commercial means, at least for part of it. And then it transitioned, but there was like still a little sliver of my childhood where it was done that way. And I guess I am kind of like grateful for that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. I was affected by seeing so much of that stuff. I think it would be so strange for that to not be, I don't know, for it to not be that way anymore. And it was like so gnarly in the 90s too.
Yep.
And you just think of like entertainment in general, like, I don't know, like Celebrity Deathmatch, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I like the claymation, like there was a lot of claymation and stuff when I was a kid too, I think. Like there was some show Bump in the Night. Did you ever watch that? Mm-mm. It was like another fucking ridiculous claymation show where it was like all these like toys and like fucking garbage in this house like came to life when everybody left.
Maybe I've seen it, but no, I don't recall.
Yeah. Anyway, you don't see that kind of shit anymore, is what I'm getting at.
No, it takes a lot of time and money to produce.
Yeah.
So when did you start taking art a little more seriously? Like, was it just something you did because you had that natural desire to draw basically as a kid? But like, how did that kind of shape roughly to where you're at now?
Yeah, I think I was always really into it. And I definitely had that natural desire. And I don't know, it was always fun to do. And it was always there whenever I didn't have anything else to do. So I think when I was a really little kid, it was just something that I was like, I don't know, I just started getting into. It's like, I have to go return Primal Rage, like time to hang out and fucking start drawing these dinosaurs fighting each other,
Yeah, exactly. Create your own little worlds, like little imaginary worlds and shit. Like that's how I did a lot of my drawing, was like making up these monsters, and they didn't like become imaginary friends, but I could like shape them into existing in like a world like a video game, in my mind.
100%. Yeah, I think, I don't know, something else that really hit me, which like you reminded me of, was when I was really young. I don't remember when it was, but I remember like, the first time I saw a Frazetta painting or something.
Yeah.
And I remember reading somewhere that, and I'm pretty sure the quote now is in that like Frazetta Painting with Fire documentary. But somebody in there says that he used to go to other worlds and take pictures and come back.
So badass.
And I was like, that's that's the shit, dude. That's what I gotta do,
Yeah.
you know? And then you look at his stuff and you're like, he must be doing that. Like, how else, where else does this come from?
I think that it sounds like we had a similar thought process growing up too, because I always loved art, but my understanding of art was pretty much like the illustration, like the stuff I saw. But then when I personally saw like an impressionism painting when I was a kid or even like a teenager, I was like, fuck that, rebel against that for some reason. And imaginary dinosaurs and monsters, that's art, you know what I mean? Now I hold some of those things to a certain degree, but it's like obviously I've expanded a lot, but
Yeah.
I didn't grow up really thinking conventionally like an artist. I was the kid who drew in class, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like when you had the class projects that involved drawing, everyone would basically like grab onto me, you know? I don't know if you had that
Yeah.
kind of feeling, but like I didn't
Yeah.
like going to art class because I was too not rebellious, just like I didn't like how art was taught that it wasn't about imagination. And for me, when I was growing up, imagination was the most important thing.
100%. I think we're very on a similar page in terms of that. Um,
Now I love
I-
impressionist paintings, but yeah, I get you.
yeah. Well, I think it's like, I think when you're a kid and you start to think, like when you start to see people deciding, like, and this is not really what's happening, but in my head, like when I'm in art
Yeah.
class and your art teacher is like, you have to use this medium that you've never used before and paint a picture of your friend across from you.
Yeah, I
And
remember
I'm
that
like,
shit. And I'm like, the fuck that,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, it feels like someone's trying to beat the cool stuff out of me.
dude. 100%. I hated art class.
Yeah, like I liked that I got to go in there and do art class, but like I didn't like I didn't like any of those like assignments where I knew it was just gonna suck because I was gonna do such a bad job. And that's why I didn't like it. It was because I would do a bad job. And how could I not? I'm in like fucking fifth grade or something, you
Yeah,
know. How did you get into art as a kid?
dude. The exact same thing you're saying,
Yeah.
basically. Loved dinosaurs, obsessed with dinosaurs as a kid. I knew more about dinosaurs as a 4-year-old than I know now. Like memorized facts, I learned things. All of my art books were basically paleontological art or paleo art, you know.
Yeah.
And then I've gone on about other podcasts, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But I
Sure.
definitely got really interested in like Pokemon as well because that was like
Yeah.
right at the age for me. So seeing those and I recently bought a reprint of the original Pokemon guide that had all those watercolor illustrations, but seeing those
Oh.
of the first 150, they're all handmade, done with watercolor. That was incredibly impactful for me. And then yeah, man, it was just very similar to what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
I think
I
we
mean,
would have been very good friends at age 5. Like
100%.
I know without a doubt.
Yeah, and I mean, I was definitely like, I remember getting into Pokemon when I was a kid too, and like, I don't know, all of these like different monsters to think about and remember, and I think something else about some of that too was like the way that the monsters looked in Pokemon is like not really how I would think of that monster in my head. So it gave me that thing where I was like, all right, if we're talking about Charizard, he looks cool, but he doesn't look as gnarly as like I think of him in my head.
Well,
You know, like
that's what Digimon's for. They took it up to the next
exactly,
level.
exactly, dude.
The Digimon concept art was like the shit that really got me excited. I just like the
Yeah,
gameplay of Pokemon.
100, dude. I can't believe that we're hitting all this shit because I'm like, I was about to say something about Digimon and then you
I
brought
knew
it up.
you were, yeah. But
Yeah, yeah,
I have a lot of those cards too. I was looking through them the other day. I'm like, man, they really did go like all out on those like advanced evolutions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Biomech Dinosaurs is still hitting pretty hard for me today.
Yeah, it's just so
You
deep
know,
in there, you know?
it is, and I don't know. I think a big part of like, I don't know, a big part of me as an artist and a tattooer is trying to like stay in touch with that and just like push in there, just keep pushing around that because I know I'm never gonna get sick of any of that stuff, and it's also just feels so personal.
Yeah. No, I feel warm and fuzzy inside because I'm reminded of all these good memories. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I mean, it's still in my art just as much as it is in yours in a different way, you know. But it's like I feel you. I don't want to lose touch of that either.
yeah. And I think even in today's age where there's so much art out there, like, I mean, doesn't it just make sense to be just closer to the stuff that makes you fucking really tick, you know?
Definitely. You know, it's kind of a good segue because
Yeah.
we're gonna get more into the conversation, obviously. But why don't we do just a little bit of a show and tell of maybe some art books? Because I feel like
Yeah.
we kind of show some stuff. So you show one, I'll blow you up, and then I'll show you one. And I picked three. I know you're
Okay.
gonna know two of the artists at least, but maybe you won't be familiar with the books I'm about to show you. So I'll
Okay,
go back and
awesome.
forth. But you go first.
Okay, so this actually, I mean, this is I feel like more interesting than it is like a gold mine of art books. Um, but let me see. Hold on, let me look through my pile over here.
All right.
So this book, oh, maybe it's not coming into focus because I got the blurry background on. Let me work on that. All right, here we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Can you see this okay?
Yeah. Draw 50 monsters.
Yeah, dude, this book is the exact book that I would sit at the edge of the playground in like 4th and 5th grade and draw out of.
Fuck yeah, man.
I found it at my parents' house not too long ago. I mean, look at that werewolf right there, dude.
That's so sick.
That's exactly like a tattoo that I would draw today, you know? Um, I mean, looking at
I have a couple of those too. I had one that has like mythological creatures, and I had one that was like sci-fi aliens. It was like draw sci-fi or something. God, I need to grab that from my parents.
that's fucking awesome. I want to see that shit,
Yeah, when I go there next, I'll take a picture. I'll send it to you. Oh, dude,
you know?
it's good. Like it's not stiff at all either. You know, some of these draw books, you sometimes think you're gonna get something stiff.
Yeah. Like who the fucking that guy, dude?
Hell yeah!
See, seeing that guy in 4th grade and I didn't even realize there's the ship down there.
Oh, for scale,
Yeah.
that's a goofy little
Dude.
guy.
Yeah, so this one is oh dude, even looking at the back, that's a tat right there.
Yeah,
There's one. You know, I still love drawing Medusa, you know.
dude, you
Anyway,
should totally recreate one of those your style nowadays. And yeah,
I should.
that would be
I should
awesome. Just a
I should
small
just
little piece.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've done stuff close to it without even knowing.
Yeah, it's just deep in there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go childhood too, but this is a recent find. This was not part of my childhood, but it
Cool.
channels what I love.
Sick.
So, did you know that in the late 70s, Boris Vallejo made a children's book?
No.
Okay, so this was drawn by him. This is like a 1977 copy. It was
Yeah.
actually written by his first wife, Doris.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure the thing doesn't flop out. But
Yeah.
I love Boris Vallejo.
Yeah.
But what I really love about him is his preliminary pen and color washes that he never shows anybody except for in the books. And this kind of captures that. So it's gonna be a little hard to show, but I'll I mean, this is my kind of shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
Like just that imaginary. You got the color wash, pen and ink. It's fucking amazing, dude. Just like, isn't that the shit right there?
Yeah, dude, that's so awesome.
I had never heard of this thing, man. Oh my god, this guy. Look at this dude.
What a good find. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around like $40, which is a little pricey for what it is, but I definitely want to do like a piece soon where it's like pen and ink and then just a color wash on top. Because I just love this look so much.
I love it. Yeah.
I knew this would be up your alley. Because it's got that
Yep.
childhood wonder, but oh, I just love this stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. It kind of reminds me of like Elf Quest
Oh,
or
100%. Yeah.
like I have this other book called it's like a graphic novel called Weird World.
Oh,
And I think like it was drawn by a bunch of different people, but it's kind of similar looking stuff to that for sure. And it's like Mike Plug and
oh,
John
love that.
Buscema and yeah, they're I mean the artwork in it is insane. I haven't even really like read much of it, but it's I was at the comic shop one day and I was like Weird World, like that's I know weird stuff. I know when something is going to be weird, I have to go check that out. Like especially in the comic shop, like I beeline for the weirdo section, you know,
Nice. Weird
which is where
World.
that book is from, you know, you can definitely find that Boris book in there.
It's a bit rare nowadays, but yeah, dude. Weird World. Okay, I wrote it down.
Yeah, it's cool. I have it somewhere behind me, but
We got a whole
without
pile here. Yeah, you're fine.
yeah. Um so the one that you showed me reminded me of this one. Rodney
Oh,
Matthews.
yes. Love Rodney.
Yeah. Um he's amazing. Um I mean you just open that right up, dude. You know?
I know.
Like
His design sensibility and like shape design is just perfect. It's iconic.
yeah, and I think something else that I really like about it, and something that really draws me to a lot of different artists, is that a lot of the stuff is not necessarily like accurate in terms of
Yeah.
like anatomy, and it's all kind of cartooned and characterized. And um, my I can't remember. I feel like I've had this book for a long time, but my buddy Eli Wood, who is a like super killer tattooer,
Yeah, I
um,
follow him. Really good artist.
he's awesome and like such a nice guy. And he one time, like just out of the blue, he was so nice and sent me like a pack of Rodney Matthews like postcards. And he was like, dude, this really reminds me of your stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, I didn't really, I don't know. I kind of see it now, like after, like even just like if we're talking about technique wise, or like I don't know, the kind of like watercolory pen and ink
I think
illustration
it's
of like weirdness, you know?
yeah. I think like what you're saying with you're not obsessed with hyper realism. You want to convey a feeling that like that's one of the more important things, or like energy. I feel like
Yeah,
Rodney definitely captures that too.
dude.
I know, it's so awesome.
You know, I think that's also, I mean, as a tattooer, like you kind of need to be able to cartoon for it to work.
It's a good point.
And I don't know, like what you were saying earlier about imagination being so important. It's like such, I don't know. That's the whole thing, I think.
Well, this guy has one of the best imaginations ever, in my opinion. Keep clicking the wrong damn button. All right, you familiar with Alex Nino?
Yes, I've actually I haven't seen that before. I think I
Dude,
remember chatting with you about how you bought one or two of his originals, right?
yep, I got two of them here. He has a lot up for sale, and they're all, in my opinion, fairly priced.
Yeah.
Just to give him a quick plug, it's on, if you search Alex Nino Etsy, he has tons of stuff because the guy's hyper prolific. Uh, I mean, he's one of my favorite artists of all time. But this book,
Yeah.
first of all, I haven't read it. I don't think it's really known for being good writing wise, but style wise, I mean, my shit, like, I love fantasy. I love psychedelic sci-fi. That's like
Man.
my probably my favorite thing because you can do whatever you want basically. Some people will be like, okay, it needs to be hard sci-fi, it needs to have logic, but with Nino, it's just it shapes,
Yeah.
composition, design, and just I mean that right there. Like
Yeah, it's amazing.
it's the best
It's
shit.
so cool.
Yeah. This book, now this is really cheap. You can get this for under $20. I mean, this and I'm gonna mispronounce it, but Yargale Earn by Philip Drouet. Those are
Yeah,
my favorite of like the comic sci-fi shit, and I look at them all the
yep.
time for inspiration.
Total heaters, dude. Yeah.
Look at that,
Um
fucking A. The
oh man.
energy.
Yeah. That's so cool, dude. I'm like, yeah, I really like his stuff, and I think his new stuff is awesome, but it's so different from some of that older stuff where it's like it's cool to see where the older stuff where his I don't know, where the newer stuff came from, I guess, like when you see the origins
Yeah,
of kind of how he does things now. Um yeah, man, he's awesome.
yeah.
Let's
There's a
see.
really rare art book because there was only I think 1,000 printed. It was printed in the late '70s. It's called Satan's Tears. That's all
Mhm.
of Alex Nino's early work. I stumbled upon a copy for a fairly reasonable price, and I'm glad I paid it. But that's
Damn.
if you want early Alex Nino, Satan's Tears is fucking amazing. And
Okay.
then his latest stuff, Mirage and the Art of Alex Nino, are also spectacular. But I see what you're saying. He had a little bit more of a tightness with the
Yeah.
looseness, and it was a nice balance. Now it's way more. I mean, first of all, the guy's just like the fact that he can just get any sheet of paper and then just produce something that looks so aesthetically pleasing so quickly
Yeah.
is its own talent because that's like my one of my weaknesses is like I'm okay at sketching. He's a sketching master, you know what I mean? Him and like
Yeah.
Roy Krenkel, I mean fucking Frazetta of course is a
Yeah.
sketch master, but like the people who make it look easy, those are the people that, you know, I'm always going to be envious of or like always aspire to be, you know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And yeah, I think exactly on that subject. I almost forgot about putting these books up because I was like I got to make sure that I talk about these. I'm sure people know about them, but they might not. Um and I have like pretty much all of them, so it's I don't mind blowing up the spot.
All right.
But um let's see. These
Are
William
you
Stouts
fucking kidding me? Dude,
sketchbooks, dude.
that's what I pulled for you. I was like, you've got to be into Stout. I knew it. I
Yes.
fucking knew it. That's
Oh,
hilarious,
dude.
dude. These are bang for buck the best.
It's completely insane. I'm a stout nutcase. I mean, look at the back of this, dude.
I know. Most
You know,
underrated artist, man. Fucking Stout.
and I think probably just because he's like so busy crushing it that he doesn't really need to put it out there.
Here, so how many do you have? I have two. I have the dinosaur one, and then I have this 2022 sketchbook. And I have
Yeah,
his full art book too.
I have almost all of them. I mean, I think there's like 20 of them.
There's a lot, yeah.
There's like yeah, there's a bunch. I'm like for a while I was like whenever I kind of had like a little bit of money to make like a solid order, I would just like go through all of my William Stout sketchbooks and see which ones I had and which ones I didn't have, and then I would just like make a big order of the ones that he had in stock on his website that I could like afford or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
He is
so I
so
mean,
good, man.
dude, I mean, like this stuff, the preliminaries is completely invaluable.
Yeah.
Like these thumbnails, it's insane. Um,
Yeah, I really do think, man, just looking at this right now, he is the most underrated, like, fantasy paleo illustrator, whatever you want to call it. The guy's got the magic.
he really does. Um, do you have his have you seen the murals book, the prehistoric murals book?
No.
Um,
I
let
have
me
I have
grab it
his
real quick.
dinosaur book, like the actual one that sold a bunch of copies. The dinosaurs, it's got like the Art Nouveau border around the it's like a duckbill dinosaur. I have that in the other room. But
So there's I'm just gonna grab it because it's in like arm's length.
yeah, go.
This one.
I've never seen that. Holy shit.
It's awesome. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still get it on his website. And I mean, he's done a bunch of murals for museums.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you order from his website, I don't know if he still does this or not, but he can he'll like tell you to write in the comments or something, or the notes in the order, like what dinosaur you want him to draw inside the book.
Yeah. Yep.
And I told him, I was like, do whatever you want. So I did. That was like that was one book that had that option in the notes or whatever, and then I ordered a handful of other ones from him at the same time, and he drew. I was like, dude, draw whatever you want. Like, I'm into all of it. And he drew a dinosaur or something on like every book that I bought.
So you have like a bunch of originals basically.
Like, you know,
Ah, fuck, dude. That looks so good.
it's sick. And I mean, I'm sure it took him, he's probably did it on the toilet, dude. Like,
But that's even more impressive is when it comes that
yeah,
easy.
I completely agree.
Yeah, he drew in my the like main art book that has the character from Wizards on the front.
Yeah.
Do you know what you want? He drew in that one. I bought that probably last year because it's hard to find besides his website. A lot of
really?
like eBay sellers are pretending that you can't actually get it, so they're overcharging the fuck out of it. But if you go on his site, he still, at least when I checked, still had copies.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if it was something that like he didn't continue to print.
Another artist I really like on the pen and ink style that there's some similarity would be Arthur Adams.
Yeah.
Just looking at some of his pen and ink, there's a little bit of crossover there.
Yeah, Arthur Adams is awesome too. I really love his Godzilla stuff.
Oh yeah, those pen and ink Godzilla pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're insane.
Yeah, I was like, you've got to be into style because like some of the stuff, it's like, yeah, I could tell in a good way because man,
awesome.
Brings me back to childhood as well. I think I don't even know where, but I recall seeing some of his art at a young age too. But it's like I can't place it.
I think it's and I don't know exactly what the connection is, because I feel like there's something a little hairy there where like um if you're talking about like the Land Before Time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was doing ads for that or if like that was his idea originally and then somebody else kind of went with it. I think I want to say that he says something about it in his book.
I thought he did some concept art for it.
That might be it. I don't remember exactly what it is. You know what the other thing is? The Disney movie dinosaurs. He designed like all those dinosaurs.
Oh, he did. Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's a real talent, man. And the fact that if he's at a convention and you show up, from what I can tell, it sounds like he's happy to just have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like from what I could tell with like interviews and stuff, he just seems like a normal guy.
Yeah, he seems like he's super happy to engage.
Yeah.
Um, I one time I ordered like a couple of books from him, and I guess I ordered the same one twice by accident. And he sent me a card with a painting on the cover that he did. I mean, not an original, but it was like, an official like William Stout like card. And he wrote like a little note in there, and he's like he's like, "Hey Joe, like you accidentally bought the same thing twice, so here's a check for $20."
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not cashing that check. You can have my $20 for the amount that you've affected my life. They're like,
That's
you
like the
know,
funny.
yeah,
It's so wholesome, but
yeah,
it's like, yeah, that's just funny. Honestly,
yeah,
I love that. So you just have a check from him, just basically just sitting around somewhere.
yep. I mean, a check for $20 signed by William Stout.
You know, that's a smart move. You should hold on to that. Imagine
Yeah,
having a Frank Frazetta check. You know, I mean, he just had a painting sell for 12 million, so it must be worth at least 1,000.
dude, I would buy something that he fucking farted on, probably.
Oh man. All
You
right,
know.
so subtle flex on my end because I think do you know who Roy G. Krenkel is?
Yes, so I know we've talked about him, and
Okay.
that was
Oh
one of the
shit,
reasons.
we already chatted about this over Instagram. But yeah, I have an original of his and it looks almost like a Frazetta sketch, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah,
it's Roy, which is also awesome. But like they shared so much commonality.
yeah, I completely agree. Roy's stuff. I mean, I didn't get into him until like years later after being into Frazetta, and then you see Roy's stuff, and it like makes sense that he's like kind of part of Frazetta's lineage in a big way.
Yeah.
I think he's super underrated. I feel like he's somebody who's not even ever really in the conversation unless you're talking to like people that are really into this stuff or into um like John Carter books and like all of that kind of deep nerd sci-fi fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
Um and I remember when you brought it, well, like I think you posted the original one time and I was like, this is a fucking crucial dude right here.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. And I think, let's see. I have two books that I have to bring up because
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna I don't know, they kind of work together, I think. But the first one being this one
Yes.
that we've talked about,
So
which
did you buy it after we were talking, or you already had it and we just both were nerding out about it?
I had it before. I had it. I already had it. I
Yeah,
think
it's just
but I,
coincidence.
yeah. Um, and I mean, let's just show this cover again. Take a look at that. You know.
That's a pretty good condition copy. Mine's way more beat up than that. But yeah, and that
Um,
lettering too. That's another thing that's especially as I'm doing more lettering, I'm always paying attention to that with these folks. Like how they do the letters and with the covers.
I think something like that is like part of a lost. It's like part of a lost art that I
Yeah.
I miss, and I think it's like I don't know. That's something that I kind of aspire to, where you want to be. I want to be able to like put pen to paper, and even if it's just with a ballpoint pen on a napkin at a restaurant, be able to make you know write somebody's name cool in a way that's like it looks like Joe did that. You know
Yeah.
And I mean, just like that lettering on there, like I mean, I don't know if I attribute that to anybody in particular, like looking at just the lettering on its own, but it has so much personality to it.
Yeah. I mean, even there's nothing flashy about this, but it's still fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's well executed and it feels intimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think it's sometimes it can be a little jarring when you look at, I mean, it depends on what it is, because sometimes people are kind of going for that, like the text is supposed to be a little maybe like sterile looking or like sleek or something. Like I understand totally, and you know, the need for fonts and stuff, and it's not like I don't use them, like I totally do. But
Yeah.
um when you have the whole thing brought in with like you did the whole page, there's something just so cool about it. And I mean, yeah, I don't know, you've been doing that a bunch lately with your drawings too.
Well, it's because I have a similar sentiment. It like makes it just a little extra special. And I just look at, I mean, all of my inspiration for the most part is from the past, you know? Like
Yeah, me
and
too.
it's not like I'm trying to like recreate the past as much as it's like if I was in the 70s right now, I'd want to be able to produce the same work that I am currently. It's like I almost like to just place myself in the past, not that I'm trying to like rip off the past. There's like a distinction, but I sound pretentious when I try to explain it. But I
No,
guess
I'm with you.
my larger point is like it takes the extra time. Lettering can be a bitch when it's not going well. Like it can be very challenging, and
Yeah.
it's like it's its own set of challenges and things can get off real quick. But like for me, it's worth just adding that extra flavor if you have the time, because it elevates it, and it also does make it more unique to you, you know? So whenever I can, if I have the timeline, if the band isn't fixated on using their logo, or if there's some areas where I could do some hand lettering, I like to try to challenge myself with it because it makes it more of a Lee piece then, you know?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, I mean, they all the stuff that you've been doing in that regard, it looks so good.
Thank you, man.
Um, and I mean, I think it was even just like the shirt that was just the lettering shirt that I like, the nowhere tattooing one. I think it was for Thomas Hooper, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. If I saw that, I would just think like, I mean, you could just be a letterer guy, like, you know what I mean? Like just
Thank
looking
you.
at that, you know. Um, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people, especially I don't know, me being a tattooer, there's a lot of tattooers who are like their whole career is doing lettering. And to see something that's like so good like that, I don't know, it's really inspiring. So nice.
Appreciate it, brother. That
Yeah, man.
I mean, I guess it's important too for people to realize like I'm not that fast. That's the other thing is
Mhm.
like tattooers, you guys have to like be able to crank things out in a speed in like the service part. Um I don't work because I don't have to under that kind of pressure. So my process is like incubate, make a lot of bad shit before it looks good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when we're talking about like how we're so impressed with people who do those quick little marquee sketches and books and they look so good and it's all freehand, there's no pencil underneath it. In my from where I want to be, like I'm not there yet. It's like I need like 15 more years to be that comfortable.
Yeah.
But if I have enough time and patience, I can produce good work. I believe in that. But I know the way that I can keep growing is literally just putting in the reps every day. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of artists, especially ones that are like have doing it, that are kind of around our age or have been pursuing it this long, it's like they hit that area where I think you can produce fantastic work, but I imagine for both of us, it's not like it's easy at this point. We need like more years before it feels like completely effortless. And I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but like that's how I feel at least.
Yeah, I think it depends on the day. And I mean,
Yeah.
I think I mean, what is it? Like I feel like there's some saying where it's like when you're like a professional when you can just kind of consistently hit on 10.
Yeah.
Um and I don't know. I mean, there's some things that I feel like I could draw and like come at it pretty like have the sketch come out like pretty good and I could be really happy about
Right.
it.
Like that. Yeah.
But I'm not like everything that I draw is not necessarily in that wheelhouse. I mean, I don't know. I do spend a lot of time trying to do that kind of drawing since, like, I don't know, I kind of think the key of, especially in tattooing and the kind of tattooing that I do, I think you kind of really need to be able to, you really need to be able to put stuff down fast. And even if that means you can put stuff down fast that's not good, and you just know you have to trash it and move to another thing because you have to do this tattoo tomorrow.
Right.
Like, there's just, I mean, over, the course, I've been tattooing almost 8 years. Um, and I feel like it's really helped out my drawing a lot, just having that be a thing that's like up your ass all the time.
Yeah, deadlines are super tight. And then it's
Yeah.
permanent too. So it's like the amount of pressure that tattooers have to go through versus sit at home in your own comfort. Illustrators, it's a whole different ballgame in a way. Comic artists, shit ton of pressure as well because those deadlines are super tight. And illustration deadlines can be tight, no doubt, but like it is different.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, even I'll say this, like, from a like, I recently finished like a 8-page comic for these two tattooers came up, they made this like kind of heavy metal style magazine called or like anthology sci-fi fantasy magazine called Primordial. And I think
I'm I'm excited to buy that.
yeah.
I
um,
love the art that I've seen so far. Way up my alley.
I'm really excited to see. I've seen some of the stuff, and I've talked to some of the people who are in it, and there's like, I know there's going to be a lot of really insane stuff in there. I'm not 100% sure if I'm in the first issue or if I'm going to be in later issues. But dude, it took me a quarter to do an 8-page story. Like, write it, draw it, pencil it, write it, like, figure out the page layouts, do all the, and granted, I'm not a career comic book artist, so I don't have like the kind of shorthand for doing that stuff under my belt really quickly.
Yeah.
But it took so long to do all that stuff. And there's guys that just pump out like an 8-pager in like 2 or 3 weeks.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is like, yeah, all the different art careers, because of the deadline or what is necessary, it fuels ingenuity within that. You know what I mean? So like as a tattooer, you have to focus so much on like what's going to hold up over time, what's going to go with the flow of the body, just working on skin in general. And then illustration, you kind of have to think about, okay, is this a shirt? All right, if it's a shirt, don't go too detailed. Or how am I going to basically get it ready for digital, which compared to tattooing, it's like nothing. And then with comics, it's just, how do you fucking keep your sanity, man? Because it's not good pay either. Like the amount of money per effort is way, it's not in the favor of the artist in comics by any means.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what like kind of page rates and stuff are, but
I think they're like 200, man.
I mean, dude, do you know, excuse me, do you know Nick Klein, who's been doing the Hulk for like the past couple of years?
Mhm.
I mean, his shit is like some of the best shit
He's
like
great.
ever, probably. It's so good and inspiring. Um, and I mean, I think now if you go and look on the Felix Comic Art website, like his art dealer, his art rep or whatever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's, I mean, any of the newer stuff they're selling for a lot more than this, but I think there's still pages from his like Captain America run or something along those lines from a couple of years ago, and I'm sure they're like $150 or something for like a page.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of those like Felix comic art, like the people underneath that agency, the one that really hits home for me is Matthias Bergara. I want an original
Yeah.
of his for sure.
Yep.
some point. And then I think Nick Dragotta, I think he works with them, but I really
He
like his
does.
work too. I like
I really
with.
like.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say before? Because
Oh, I was just saying, like it's funny with like comics. I really like hyper stylized, sometimes like kind of looser work in a lot of ways because it just feels like it conveys more energy. I mean, my favorite comic artist is Bill Sienkiewicz, which like for
yeah,
me, it just like hits home.
sure. Yeah, I mean, he's still someone that I haven't totally gotten like really into. Like I've seen a handful of pieces from him that have like really blown me away.
Mhm.
But I think on the whole, I feel like I need to maybe spend some more time with his work and really kind of get the full picture. Um, but what was I gonna say? On the Felix comic art, like I really like James Herron.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
I really like Daniel Warren Johnson.
definitely.
And he seems like the nicest dude ever too, which helps.
What
And
he's won 2 Eisners. I mean, he did really well with the Transformers comic, right? He got good
yeah,
accolades for that. I have Cherry Bomb on like my 2 TBR right now. But
what is
yeah,
it?
something Cherry Bomb. It's like a wrestling comic that he did.
Oh, do a power bomb.
See, I'm a fucking idiot. I haven't
Is that
read
it?
it. Yeah. I got it
Okay.
mixed up. Yeah.
I was
Sorry.
like, I for
Yeah.
a second I was like, damn, am I about to fucking find some new shit?
I'd look like a real idiot if I said I read it and then I said Cherry Bomb. No, it's just like on my stack to be read. I bought it at this like this local bar that sells comic books, and everyone speaks really highly of DWJ, so I just wanted to buy
Yeah,
something and get to it eventually.
it is really good. And I don't think you have to be a wrestling fan to like it.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I don't know what I was gonna say. So I wanted to show this book before I forget.
All right.
Um, Portfolio,
Mark
Mark
Schultz.
Schultz.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like he's another dude who's extremely underrated, and like in this conversation where we're talking about like William Stout and Roy Krenkel and
Yeah.
Frazetta and stuff.
You
Um,
got a nice addition there. Can I see it with scale? Because I think mine's smaller.
I mean,
Maybe. No, it's like the same length. It's the size of the book. Yeah. I think I
I
got
got a big
this.
head.
Yeah, I have the portfolio, but it's a smaller one. Nah, dude, the thing with him is he has. Does he like just dilute some of his ink slightly so it's a little more gray when he's doing the hatching? Because you
I'm
can
pretty
see
sure.
like yeah, like the way he does the hatching sometimes conveys value outside of just line weight, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing his stuff. The first time I saw his stuff was in like the Conan the Barbarian like collected uh whatever, like the collected volumes or whatever it is. Like there's 3 of them, and he did one. Justin Sweet did another one,
Mm.
and I can't remember who did the other one, but the Mark Schultz one, I mean, like I used to carry that book around with me every day, like being on the train or going to class or whatever it is, like just reading those stories. And I mean, I'm, obviously like dinosaur warrior kid like Conan the Barbarian is like probably one of the most important things that have ever happened in my life.
Yeah.
Um, but seeing those, my first tattoo was a design that Mark Schultz had in there.
Oh, sick.
And yeah, it's this like elephant dude over here.
Oh, nice.
The artist who did it put this like arm on here, which is pretty cool, but it's not like that in the book. Um, but I got to meet Mark and show him the tattoo, and he was fucking psyched. And he
Oh, really?
also, yeah, he was like, dude, I have to be honest with you. When I was drawing a lot of those like little pieces, I kind of thought that people would think of them as tattoo designs. Like that's kind of how he was designing them,
That's
which
fucking
is really
cool, dude.
interesting. he's super cool. Um, I talked to him for a while when he was at the comic convention up here, and like he was so nice and so helpful, and like he kind of critiqued some of my work, and we were talking for so long. I kind of got lost in like the haze of the conversation where you're like sitting there like talking to one of your heroes, you know, and
Right.
like I turned around like to you know to go kind of like I don't know to finish up the conversation like he's got to get to business, you know. I turned around and noticed that there was like you know a line of like 3 or 4 people behind me like ready to talk to him, and I'm like fuck, this dude's so nice. He's not trying to move me along or anything. He's like totally into hanging out and talking about this stuff, and I don't know, it was
It
cool.
was like reverse punishing. It's like the hero punishing the fan. It's
Yeah,
like I'm actually
yeah,
good now. No, I'm
yeah,
fucking around. Yeah,
yeah, totally.
dude. And that's the thing is like it's so, especially once you become an artist who's like comfortable in your own skin, you know, when
Yeah,
you find these artists who that just like continue to inspire, it just shows you how much like there's still so much to discover and like grow, you know. Like I don't know, when I talk about these things and I look at these images, maybe like 13 years ago when I wasn't quite as secure, it's like, you know, you see it in like a defensive way, but now it's like nothing of the sort, you know. So it's a nice
I
place to be.
I think I mean to your point, and I feel like you also made a video about this that really resonated with me. Like I think I would see some of that older stuff. Like if I saw an old Frazetta painting or something, I didn't. There was no part of me that really got like insecure about it because I was just like, it's just so far away from me
Right.
that I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't even think there was part of me that even thought that like I'm in that realm. Like I still have to I'm like, all right, I still have to get my shit together. And then like I could get my shit together and then maybe we'll see,
Yeah, yeah,
you
exactly.
know. But I think you said something in some video about like getting jealous of your peers basically. And I think I had a little bit more of that where I was like, man, this guy's so good, like fuck him, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, you start to meet some of those people and find out like how nice they are and how much they're just kind of like you and like they've just been doing it. Like you find out they've been doing it like 15 years longer than you or something and you're like, we're friends now. Okay, that's cool." You know?
Right. And it's like that's kind of the
Like
best possible outcome.
yeah. And you realize how stupid all that like the jealousy that you had sitting there, like you could have just been working on stuff instead and like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Or you
Yeah.
know, and then possibly they look at your work and they find something that they really like out of it, and it's like, all right, cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's a good
100%.
feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, what else do I have down here? I mean, we've talked about our artistic influences for the most part of the conversation.
I
You know what?
think
What do you got?
somebody else that I have to mention
All
that
right.
it would be a huge uh disservice is if I didn't mention Richard Corbin,
Okay. Yeah.
you know.
You got anything to show?
Huge um let's see. I don't know how much of this I can show because I don't know. Are you a Richard Corbin guy?
Yeah. Is this Den?
Yeah, this one is Den. I figured that would probably be a good one to do.
It'll probably be okay as long as you don't.
You know, we'll just be careful about some of this stuff, but I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
you're fine.
you know. I mean, it's dude. Yeah, it's insane. Um he's one of my biggest influences easily. Um
I'm like mixed on Corbin. I think he's like brilliant and like a
yeah.
genius, and some of his stuff blows me away. And I love how he uses color. Like I
Yeah.
think he has really good sense of color, and it's just weird. It's some pieces I see of his, they just don't hit me. And it's not that he's like I think if anyone says that he's a legend or a big influence, and then I see their work, I'm usually like, I love your work. There's just
Yeah,
sometimes with Corbin pieces that it's like there's something odd about it, but sometimes not aesthetically pleasing to me.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally understand that.
I don't mean to be critical of like a genius, but it's just like for some reason some of his stuff doesn't hit me home as much as other people.
Well, I mean, you can also like as much as you want, you know, like I don't know. I mean, like Bill Sienkiewicz, like I know that dude is a genius, but I mean, he's not punching me in the face like Richard Corbin is punching me in the face,
See,
and
all
that's
right,
fine, you
yeah.
know.
We find ourselves in some different takes, you know.
Yeah, which I think I don't
Finally,
know. I think it's kind of cool, and I think I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of shit that I could come around to and like learn about, obviously, you know, but I don't know. Everybody likes different shit.
absolutely. Did you get exposed to Richard Corbin stuff at an early age, or just find it kind of like later, maybe like in your 20s?
I think the only thing that I hit at an early age was probably just like the heavy metal movie or just heavy metal stuff in general. Like, I mean, I remember being like a little kid and seeing heavy metal magazines on a rack at like, you know, the baseball card shop, like my
Yep,
dad would take me to.
that would
And
always intrigue me.
yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, the covers always look so cool. And especially back then, they're on the stands and they're like in these like plastic bags where you can't see most of the cover most of the time, and you kind of see some dinosaurs flying in the background. We're back at dinosaurs. And you know, there's like some like cyborg chick with like a sword or something like that, and it's I don't
Mm,
know.
fucking
um
awesome.
yeah, dude, I mean, like, especially for like, I don't know, I don't know, for like to hit you with all of that stuff when you haven't even seen, I don't know, you haven't seen any of it really before, is just pretty I don't know. It was pretty wild. So I was into that stuff. But I don't think I even really knew about Corbin for like a while. And then whenever I found out about him, it was just like a fucking race to find as much as I could.
He has a really good sense of form as well. Like
Yeah.
his like you can feel the roundness of a figure like really well, which is
Yeah.
really cool. Um, what's and then I think my first uh realization of seeing Corbin's work was obviously for me Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. My
Oh
parents
yeah.
my parents are obsessed with Meatloaf, so I remember seeing that cover when I was a kid, and for that probably is one of my top 10 favorite album covers of all time. Like I love that cover so much,
Hmm.
and I've learned to love the music because it's like a family thing. But yeah, dude, that's like just such a killer cover. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing, like one of those things that you find out, like, maybe that's part of the reason why I like Corbin now. You know, maybe Land Before Time is the reason I like William Stout now, you know, or
Yeah.
like I don't know, you find all those things. I feel like as I get older, I find all these things in my childhood that I look back and I'm like, that's kind of like the first piece of seeing this like artistic influence later or something, you know, or like I don't know, like Warhammer or something. Like that was like the Warhammer art when I was a teenager just fucking blew my fucking dick right off, dude.
Yeah,
Like
100%, man.
I mean it still does, like seeing that, you know, seeing all of that older stuff and some of the newer stuff too, but it's different, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm
Um
with you on the Warhammer art for sure. And I think too it's those old hand animated movies that really inspire me. There's these cool books. I didn't grab them. And obviously this company is not a good company. I'm not vouching for them, but looking at the Disney artists of like the 1930s and the 50s and like the 60s and stuff, that shit is magical. Like I look at some of those
Yeah.
early sketches, I see how good they are at caricature and motion, and it's like, fuck, dude, it's so good. Like I think studying old Disney artists is like such a good way to learn gesture in a non-human
Mhm.
way. I learn a lot. Like I have a couple like Disney related sketchbooks, like cool ones. It's not fucking Frozen and shit.
Yeah.
But I'll like look at them, and then I'll look at like the how they drew Beast from Beauty and the Beast and like the gesture, and I'll just do like a quick study of it. And I don't know, it's just helpful to make sure your characters or your figures don't look stiff. So that's
Yeah, I
another thing that
completely agree.
yeah.
Sorry, go finish. What were you
Oh,
saying?
nothing. I was just rambling. Other things
Oh,
that you watch what is it, Secrets of Nim when you were a kid with like
I
all the little
haven't seen
rodents
that.
and stuff.
I haven't seen that, but I feel like somebody told me about that recently. I feel
That
like the
movie
thing
was good.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it tonight.
I
Um,
might watch Wizards tonight, some shit like
hell
that.
yeah. Or like the 70s Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Oh
Those
my god.
Nazgul are fucking pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, going like Disney, like Fantasia.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fantasia. That's deep in my memory too.
Yeah,
VHS, put it in age
yeah.
5. Balrog or Chornabog, whatever, at the end. Oh my god! And
Is
those
the
were
Night
done
on
by
Bald Mountain or whatever? The
yeah,
Bald
yeah.
Mountain.
Uh, and all those concept sketches were done by Kay Nielsen, who's like a huge influence for me.
Oh, I don't know the name, but that's exciting
You've
because
seen
now
some
I get
K
to.
pieces, yeah. It's that golden age of illustration kind of era stuff. Like Harry Clark, Kay Nielsen, and they might be a little bit juxtaposed in time, but Audrey Beardsley, or is that Aubrey Beardsley? Blanking, but those artists like that just have like really good. It's almost like they're graphic designers plus illustrators because
Mhm.
they're thinking like flat, which is also very difficult when you're used to like trying to do things in more 3-dimensional spaces.
Yeah,
Kay Nielsen is a master of that, like just really striking compositions.
interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to look him up or her, or I don't know.
I think it's a guy. But and if I'm wrong, I'll put something up here if I remember. But he worked for Disney, I think, in the 50s a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm gonna have to delve into some of that. There's like some books that I've been thinking about getting for a while on like what is it, the Nine Angry Men or the Nine Old Men or something. The
I don't know those.
Disney artists, illustrators.
Oh, it's probably similar to kind of the book series I'm talking about. It's called "They Drew as They Pleased"
Okay,
because at that point in time, the artists led the direction of the movies, not the movie had business people as much. So the artists like didn't really get a lot of direction in the 30s. They kind of like all worked together to find the direction. You know what I mean? So it's like a
yeah.
different approach. Um, yeah, the one you can get the 1930s one pretty cheaply. There's one that's like a mid mod. It's like a fucking $300 book because it's all resellers. Probably don't get
Mm,
that one, but the 1930s one is worth every penny in my opinion.
that's good to know. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
look into that.
it's a good book. Yeah. Well, before we get ahead of ourselves, you want to just start looking at some of your work, talking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got 2 paintings here,
Hell yeah.
both from this year, huh?
Yeah, both from this year.
You've been pretty prolific this year, dude. A lot of them had 2025.
Thanks, man. I mean, I think I kind of had a goal this year of me just wanting to do, I wanted to have more finished pieces. Like I spend so much time just messing around in a sketchbook or like trying to like kind of, I don't know, like practicing. You do a lot of practicing, especially in tattooing, where it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of subject matter that is something that you're going to see a lot. So it's like you better be ready when the day comes that you have to draw that.
That's
Like
smart.
if somebody comes in tomorrow and wants like a Japanese dragon, like that shit's hard to draw, dude. You
Yeah.
know, like it would be good to be ready to be able to do that stuff, or like whatever. So I end up spending so much time practicing and just messing around in my sketchbook and doing like half drawings that nobody really ever sees. And um I don't know, this year I was like, I gotta finally start like kind of finishing some more stuff and really kind of start pushing. So um I was on like a little tear there, and I think the one on the kind of biomech looking one,
Hmm.
I did um that originally. It's funny, these actually both started out as like potential like tattoo flash designs. And I think the Reaper one, I was like kind of working on like a Reaper like skulls sort of flash sheet, and I was just kind of like brainstorming ideas. And then I don't know if this happens to you, but it was one of those things where that happens a lot to me. Is I'll like brainstorm and work on a lot of stuff, and then if it gets like too far away from me, like the time, I'm like, I look back and I'm like, half of these suck, so now I have to like draw like some new skulls or whatever, and then nothing ever comes of it. So this was one of those designs, and I just kind of added, like, I think the legs and stuff weren't a part of it, and I added all the biomech stuff around it. And I have really been wanting to practice adding, and like even just for the thing to like show people that I'm interested in tattooing it,
Right.
is like adding more biomech stuff. um and I don't know, the leopard print shit is just like fun, you know?
Why
Like,
not, man? Yeah. It changes it up. It's cool.
yeah, it's just like fun. It like makes it, I don't know, it's just like crazier. I don't know, instead of just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I like it. And then the other one with the black tiger, um that was a similar kind of idea where I think I was just like, I was sitting on this rough design for a long time, planning on maybe making some kind of like a, Beauty and the Beast sort of like flash sheet or like series. Um, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna blow this shit up and just use like, and this is a what's it called? Like a method I'll use a lot for painting is I'm a lot of times nowadays I'm using like illustration board, like pretty thick illustration board,
Right.
and I'll get like and like maybe like the Sorrel like kind of transfer graphite paper, and I'll print out a really rough sketch of the painting that I'm going to do, and then I'll print it out like really light in like a light blue or something, like a non-photo blue, and go over it in like a ballpoint pen and transfer it over, and it'll still be rough. um and then I'll go in there with like a brush and outline the whole thing and like kind of refine it even further, so it makes it fast.
So do you have access to a printer where you can go bigger than like 8.5 by 11? Is that like part of
Yeah.
how the process works? Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, I can do that. I do have a printer that can print bigger than 8.5 by 11, but honestly, I just print out 8.5 by 11 sheets and I just tape them together.
Right. That would make sense too. So then you basically divide the picture up with whatever program, and then you tape. Yep. I've done that
Yep.
before. I just do light board because I'm working with thinner Bristol board. But I like illustration board, so I hear you on what you're saying. I because I would love to work on a thicker illustration board. for that reason. It's a little more durable.
Yeah, it's I think especially for the washes.
Yeah.
Um, and this is like I don't know. I can't remember exactly which one it is. It's this shit.
Hold on 1 second. How do I? There we go. Okay.
Yep.
It's still even pretty small though.
So this, I mean, I think they're not. I just get this brand and this weight.
Okay.
So it's like this one is, it's cold press. Cold press. I want to say it's like 300 pound or
Okay.
something like that. And something about this like Crescent, this particular brand and this particular cold press, it doesn't really feel like cold press. It just kind of takes like I don't know, if you're using Arch's cold press, it kind of feels like I'm trying to like use a paintbrush while I'm in a monster truck, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
so,
it's watercolor paper, man. You know.
totally. And
Yeah.
like I think I don't know, somebody gave me a tip to if you're using the Arches cold press to like flip the paper over and the surface on the other side is not as like gnarly. And so
Yeah.
I do that sometimes.
It's.
Um
I mean, it's like complimentary, but that's like such like tattooer shit right there. Because there's the other side of the internet that because I really like traditional watercoloring as well, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they would be like, they're doing what, you know? They're using the bad side. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
you.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Hey, it works. I'm just joking around. It is
I'm,
funny how those worlds use the same paper but completely differently.
I mean, I am with you though. Like, I think something about that, like, I remember when I was young and getting into Frank Frazetta and like all those guys, you just see all they did everything with was like a brush and a quill.
Yep.
And like, when I'm like trying to kind of like hone my chops and stuff, I'm using brush pens and like microns and stuff. And I'm like, you pick up like, they tell you to get the Windsor Newton Series 7 number 2 and you
Yep.
get it and then everything you do just sucks. Cuz like you're
Yeah.
using the tools the way that everybody tells you you're supposed to use the tools and I did it that way for so long and um never like had good results so I walked away from it and now I'm back and now that's like I use like brushes and quills and stuff all the time and it's like no problem.
You have to get past that learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
You have to push
Yeah.
through. Yeah, I have a very similar experience. All right, so so the background of the big cat one on the left
Yep.
here. I may have asked you this over Instagram. So is it just really faint wash, or did you blast over with a little bit of airbrush to like make it kind of have a hazy effect?
This is just wash.
See, that's really cool. Because do you kind of see what I'm saying? It kind of
Yeah.
has that look. It's so brilliant because it makes everything else pop. Yeah, these pieces are
Thanks, man.
sick, dude. I love them.
Thank you so much.
The like, I hate like putting labels on things, but like the genre of like basically the paintings that tattooers create is like some of my favorite shit. Like I seek that out a lot, and I have a whole bunch of collection of like that stuff as well. I didn't show any of it in this
Yeah.
episode, but I just love. I just love it, man. I love the power. I love how iconic it is with both of these. I love that there's like once again that creativity. And dude, I'm with you on biomech. I mean, if I was tattooing, that just seemed like it'd be so fulfilling because you can work within the body and just kind of like freehand on the body with like the markers and stuff and get the flow right. Seems like a really fulfilling thing to do. So I love these pieces and it just reminds me of if you look at my work from like 2021, it was very much like this because I was just obsessed with that stuff at the time, and I've kind of found my own
Yeah.
way since then. But I love this shit so much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even like we were talking before when we weren't rolling, like that panther that you did, the big like crawling panther
Yeah,
with all the kind of like armor. I can't remember if there's biomech in that or not, but I
yeah,
feel like
it's
there
in that
is.
vein. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, that's like, that's so cool.
thank you.
I remember seeing that, and I was like, this dude is on the money. Like, and part of me for a minute was like, I just wasn't sure if you were a tattooer and this was like a different art account you had or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
similar influences and interests in that way.
I've always connected with tattooers, man. I've always been really into it. Like just learning about it and learning about the lineage. And the thing with tattooing is, you know how it is. There's the romanticized version of it, and then there's the reality. And it's not that the reality is bad. It's just like the reality that I chose for myself just wasn't that, or it hasn't been part of my life in that way. But I mean, I have a collection of tattoo flash right over here. I got like a Phil Bond flash from the 80s. I have his name's Cliff Raven. I have some like
Yep.
Cliff Raven flash from the late 60s right over here. Ed Hardy, of course. Bob Roberts. I have a picture of Bob Roberts right here in front of me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I just love how fucking tough he looks. So when I'm like feeling like a pansy or something, I'll just look at this because it's right where I draw. You see it?
I can't see it.
Did I cover my?
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah.
But
Yep, I can kind of see it.
So when I'm drawing, I have
Yeah.
Bob Roberts looking at me basically. Fuck, I like messed this whole thing up. Look how fuzzy it looks now.
It's getting hot in here, bro.
Apparently, dude. Looking at Bob Roberts. But that's like an original photograph of him, or it's on photo paper, but yeah. Just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just always loved the work ethic and the culture around tattooing. So it's been a big influence for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting like for somebody who doesn't tattoo to be that interested in it to that level. You know what I mean? To like you're to not be tattooing, but you have like Cliff Raven flash is like pretty wild. You know?
Pretty poserific, but yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, I think it's cool. And I mean, I think there's always kind of that like, there's that like age old fight of like whether or not tattooing is an art form.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it is. And sometimes it's not too, but it is. And so I mean it's, you know, I think it should be recognized in that sense. I think somebody else too, like I mean I've seen, I think you have one of his pieces on your wall behind you because I see it whenever you're doing the show, but you got Tim Lehigh, right?
Yeah, it's a Tim Lehigh original there.
The
Reaper.
skull back there, right?
So that's in his latest Reapers and Wolves book.
Yep.
Then what I got a couple of Timothy Hoyer
Yep.
prints. Yeah, I have quite a bit, and I have a lot of flash books like in the other room. I mean, it's sci-fi, fantasy, tattooing, and golden age illustration. That's like me in a nutshell, you know. And psychedelia, man. That's always got to be there.
Hell yeah. Well, it's like that's part of all of it, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
like saying
those
like
60s psychedelic posters, that shit's deep
Yeah.
in my DNA too.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like
That's
I'm talking
awesome.
too much about myself though, man. You gotta stop asking me questions.
Well, I don't know. I'm just kind of having a good time. I kind of forgot we were having a podcast like that.
That's because
You
we
know.
talked for like 45 minutes before we started recording.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm poking around. All right. So this piece on the left, dude, is like,
Yeah.
I fucking love it so much.
Thanks, man.
It's one of my favorite pieces you've done because I love people writing larger animals. Like that's
Yeah.
like a common thing that I love to draw.
Me too.
And then I love brachiosauruses, and then like You got a little bit of that stoutism in there, and it's fucking awesome, dude. Love it so
Thank you
much.
so much, man. That was definitely, I mean, he's a huge part of the inspiration for like stuff like this. But I also think just like warriors in general, like riding a beast or something like that's almost like one of my first go-tos
Yeah.
when I'm like thinking about drawing or thinking about warming up or making a piece. Like I'm like there's gonna be a fucking monster and somebody's gonna be on it or fighting it,
Yeah.
and that's how it's going. Um, Thanks, man. This is actually I feel like one of the really like one of the only successful digital colors that I've done. It's all
Oh,
pen and ink on paper, but then I scanned it in. Really, this was like a practice, like the excuse me, the color part of it. I really wanted to practice doing digital coloring because I got to the point of working on my comic that I knew I wasn't going to have time to like do traditional colors for the comic that I was working on in the deadline that I needed to do it. And also, dude, when you're working on it for like a fucking 8-page comic for a quarter, it's like maybe I'll just get with the times and do what they do nowadays and just color it digitally and just like, add that to my toolbox, hopefully. So,
yeah.
um,
It doesn't look digital, which is like a huge compliment because I thought it was either washes or markers like Copics, um,
oh, cool.
which is really cool because yeah, I mean it looks like it was done like with Copics. I love how that looks.
Thanks,
Fucking
man.
awesome.
Yeah, I really love that one. And I also it's kind of hard to tell because it's small and I haven't seen it in a minute, but, um, the little joke, like he's got the letter J on, like his name is Joe or something like on his
Oh,
collar.
yeah, I see
Um,
that. Nice.
I don't know. I just like little funny stuff like that too. Like, I don't know. I think I should kind of acknowledge and enjoy the fact that like it can be funny that this stuff, like this outrageous stuff exists.
Yeah, fucking great, dude. And then you got
Um,
little Mobius knot over here on the right, which is really sick.
yeah, thanks, man. Um, yeah, I kind of went on like a tear drawing Arzak for a while. I mean, like I don't know, like anybody, I get like really obsessed about different artists at different times, and then sometimes like Mobius ends up being the artist who's like occupying my brainwaves like 100% of the time, and I really wanted to try to give my hand at drawing Arzak and like draw it in a way where I don't know, just kind of had my personality to it a little bit, and maybe was a little bit more rough than like I don't know, like Mobius's Arzak is like he kind of seems a lot more like he's kind of like an explorer, just like taking the world as it comes,
Mhm.
and which is awesome. But I was just curious on like what a different perspective would be, um, and also just trying to. I think this one was a painting that I did where I like really was trying to experiment with the type of background and like type of composition with that big like kind of V shape,
Mhm.
um of like I don't know, whatever it is, like the cloud or the smoke or something, and then the red clouds behind it. I was kind of trying to be really free form and try to see if I could like inject a little bit of like the kind of tattoo, like Japanese style
Yeah.
clouds into just trying to make nice shapes. Um, and that kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, where you have to be good at doing this kinds of stuff when it comes in. And I want to be able to, like, if I'm doing a sleeve that has clouds on it or something like that, I want to make sure that I'm drawing them on there and that they look cool instead of, me just kind of hoping they turn out like clouds that fill the space enough, you know.
Yeah, that versatility is like, I imagine, super important because you don't know what's going to come in, and you want to deliver the best experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even, you know, even if something comes in and it's like, cool, I'm gonna do this back piece in a month. Like, you got to make it look like that's your main thing by the time you put that thing on there.
Right.
You know, um, yeah. I mean, especially if we're talking about Japanese style, subject matter, and influence, I think it's probably for me, it's like easily one of the biggest important things that have kind of injected into the way that I draw tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
and just like the flow and the where things sit on the body and how they sit on the body, and like I don't know, I think it's really important. I mean, we're kind of going off on a tangent, but I feel like it's relevant.
Well, here, let me skip to the tattoo section because you can kind of show me firsthand what you're talking about.
Okay,
So we'll come back to these.
okay,
So, for instance, I guess you could say a little bit with because you have a whole sleeve here, so you have to think about flow and like how it all pieces together. I mean, I can see what you're saying there, for sure.
yeah, totally. Like, I think somebody told me early on in tattooing that like every part, when you look at any part of it, there should be something cool to look at if that's the only part of the tattoo you see.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see a dude on a bus and he's got like a short sleeve shirt on and you can kind of only see part of his sleeve, you want to be able to see like one of those Reapers like skeleton warrior dudes on the bottom, or like, when like that tattoo is on my buddy Alex, who's also like a huge comic nerd, and we like went to fucking town talking about that shit the whole time I tattooed him. Um, but when he bends his arm, there's like a part of that like wizard kind of burst or whatever it is that's like gonna move in different ways when he moves his arm, and that's like I don't know. I think it's really important to understand for me that tattooing is a thing that you wear before anything else, really. And I mean, obviously the drawing and the subject matter and stuff is like really important to it, but I mean, just like we were talking about a couple of minutes ago with the biomech, like that's really just like mechanical stuff. It's not like subject matter unless it's I mean, unless you relate it to like Giger or stuff like that. It's just like cool imagery. um you know it's just stuff that like is just there to look nice and look good when you move and fit your body parts well.
Yeah. I mean, so you finished this not that long ago, right? This sleeve.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's one of the best tattoos you've ever done, or what do you
yeah,
think? Yeah,
I think so.
it's fucking awesome,
um
man. It is a showstopper for sure.
Thanks, man. I think it's always difficult looking at tattoos in a photo. Like I
Right. Yeah.
think, I mean, you know, I don't know how heavily tattooed you are, but it sounds like you are from the way that you talk about it.
I have two half sleeves and I got quite a bit on my legs. But I got some
Okay,
space for you when you come to Atlanta. And
I'm
it's
ready,
not my
dude.
butt. So you're good.
I don't know. Even if it is your butt, dude, whatever. Like,
Nah, dude. Yeah, I got space on my legs. My legs are like freeform. My arms, there's a little
yeah,
more like geometric logic behind them. But my legs, I just do whatever the fuck I want. Like
cool.
I'm impulsive with it, you know.
Well, we'll hit you with some, fucking dinosaurs or something, probably.
Dude, I want a little foot tattoo.
Done.
Oh yeah, man.
Done. Yeah.
I
And
guess while
then
we're here, oh, go ahead, go
yeah.
ahead.
Well, what were you gonna say? Because I have a thought about, but
Oh no, I was about to transition to the other tattoo here. The wizard holding the orb, just like how it's
yeah,
just it's it's strong design, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how else to put it. That's the thing that keeps pulling me back to tattoos is like, if I find that I'm looking for like t-shirt ideas, which is, that's how I would translate it. I've been struggling with this design that I'm working on now, struggling in the sense of like I just was having trouble committing to an idea. And I was trying something that's like a full figure, but I'm like, I don't think in most cases full figures really look that great on t-shirts. They can, and there's plenty of examples where they can. Like it's like, no, I need to like subtract. I need to omit certain areas. But if you omit it in a weird way, it's like, where's the guy's legs, But it's like when
Yeah.
you think like a tattooer, you're just thinking design, you know what I mean? So it's like I've been working so much on these posters where it's like a full scene. I kind of had to subtract a bit and shift gears because now I'm doing a t-shirt commission.
Yeah.
And like looking at this reminds me of just like, you got to think just a little bit less, So I'm starting to trim back a bit. So I think I have a good idea now, but it's just a reminder. I always have these conversations at just the right time when I need to like, get my head on straight,
I think something else that is interesting if you're talking about doing full body stuff is, I mean, like when we're on the subject of Japanese stuff, right? I mean, there's like you get, like I chose one of these because I think when you look up like Japanese prints or like books or whatever on, even on like Amazon or whatever, these are like pretty readily available. And this is a Kiyosai one. And I mean, you open up like almost any page. I mean, like, there's a couple of full bodies right there, I think like looking at some of these, I don't know, looking at old like Japanese art and paintings and prints and stuff like that, it's like, it's really interesting to think about how these things sit and take up space.
Exactly. They know when to go flat and when to go dimensional with things too, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Like the graphic flat elements I find become harder the more I think about realism, which makes sense. But then there's a lot of artists who only work flat and they don't think realistic at all. It's like trying to blend the two in a way that's not awkward is fucking hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I think that's something that I've always wanted to get into doing more kind of like imaginative realism. Like doing like that, like you see William Stout do his pen and ink illustrations, but then you also see him pull out like the crazy oil painting or something, or like, I mean, like,
well, that murals book probably has more of that. Yeah, I don't have much of that in my collection with those. They're like all the softer stuff,
or like Frazetta or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I feel like he's a lot more graphic even than you would think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really hard for me to like, I can kind of be in that zone if I'm not really working on tattoo stuff at the moment. And then if I'm working on tattoo stuff, it's like really hard to like get in there and be in there, Anyway. So the purple wizard, this was like a really big challenge at the time because the client, it was his first tattoo and he was really nice. He was really psyched. And he was like a D&D guy. And I think he saw some of my wizard drawings and stuff before. And he wanted a sick wizard. And I was happy to do that for him. But he was also kind of like, I know he was thinking about maybe getting some like full color tattoos in the future, but he was like, I don't really want it totally black and gray, and I don't really want full color right now. So I kind of like, I think it would be cool to do like one color. So, which for me, for a really long time was really difficult to do in a tattoo and make it look nice. It always kind of felt like that other color was like forced. Or like it felt like sometimes you see like some of those posters at Spencer's or something that are like, it's like this really crazy cool art of like a Reaper or something, and then it just has like red eyes and
Right.
like
Or like a
and
lion tattoo with blue eyes or something.
100%. Like I think more so in a different way. Like when you see some of that stuff, like what is that brand? The Mountain, or is it right? The Mountain, the shirts that have like all the like they have all this kind of similar stuff that I'm talking about. Like you could get, a shirt like a dragon on it or something, and it just
Yeah, I
has
think I
like
know what
a
you're talking about.
red
Like
eyes.
Wolf Howling at the Moon shirt.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
like that. Okay, got it.
yeah. So like shit like that. Like I think it almost it might not be my thing all the time, but I think it works better than it does in a tattoo. Like I think it depends on the situation, but sometimes if you just put like a little bit of a color, like, if there's this giant tattoo and like you just do the lion's eyes blue or something, um, sometimes it works. And I don't want to say anything bad about like anybody's tattoos or anything like that, but I think a lot of times, compositionally, it might just look a little bit better if you just put some more blue in other places too.
Right. Makes a lot of sense.
Um,
So you got under the
yeah,
eyes in this case. Like I can see it there.
yep,
Like you
yeah, and
added.
it's like subtle.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, hey, if you want a blue-eyed lion tattoo, I'm happy to do it, but just take a look at this wizard, dude, and you could do it like that, you know. Um, so yeah, and then I think it was like another breakthrough where I was like, oh, I can do different shades of that purple. It doesn't have to just be like the purple that we all see and know is this one shade of purple and we agreed upon it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was my problem. So, um, yeah, I was really stoked about the way this came out. And then the little kind of like howling, like horrible, like soul in
hmm
the stand on the orb is like definitely Warhammer kind of influence.
Yeah.
Um,
That's sick.
Thinking about that old like, Adrian Smith, like the giant like fucking chaos space marine and with all the like fire in the background or something. I can't remember like everything that's in the image, but
Well,
you
it's the
look at that.
picture that was showing up while you were taking care of your
Yes,
cats, and I was like, "Are you there?" This was before we started recording for anyone watching. But yeah,
yes,
it was
yes,
that it was
exactly.
that classic Adrian Smith painting. Yeah, yeah.
I put that up on my computer screen to kind of like get me hyped for a couple of minutes because I was thinking about it, and then I was like, what the fuck is this? Like can close your camera or something and choose a picture, and I was like, all right, I'll put that up. That's cool. In
you
case I have to
you
take a
recently
dump,
did a
you know.
Realm of Chaos weapon tattoo, didn't you?
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
I was just looking through Realm of Chaos the other day for some inspiration,
Yeah,
which is
man.
full of fucking great book.
I just got that book and the two Realm of Chaos books. I just
hmm
got those.
The
Um,
one with Nurgle on the front.
yep.
I'm blanking on the name, but yeah. So did you get the newer reprints that you can get overseas from Games Workshop?
I don't know. I don't think so. I got mine off of eBay. Um,
Are they beat up or not? Because the old
they're a little beat
ones,
up. Yeah,
okay, they might be the OGs then. They're
yeah.
basically identical.
Um, Someone actually, the dude that I was tattooing that I did that sword on, he was like, I think he was telling me that there are reprints, but then I didn't see them when I went to go search for it, and I found these ones on eBay or something like that. Excuse me. Um, and Yeah, it was like one of those things where I just never pulled the trigger because I didn't know if it was going to be like one of those books that's like really like maybe it's like super heavily coveted because of like the rules and the gameplay that's in it, or if the art is going to be really awesome in it. And I was like, dude, when you come in, can you bring those books? And he brought the books in, and I flipped through them for like 2 seconds, and immediately I was like, I'm buying these books tonight with the money I make from this tattoo. Like,
Yeah, dude, I that's my one thing. So I don't play D&D or like a lot of those games,
Yeah.
but I see the covers and I'm like, fuck, I hope it is full of good illustrations. And then
Yeah.
if I hope that they're not sealed when I'm at a bookstore and I can flip through, because I hate to say it, I'm usually disappointed because it's all rules. But
Yeah.
like every once in a while, I'll find these really good like Jeff Easley like pen and ink pieces and shit. But for my money, the first Realms of Chaos book is the best of like that in terms of art quality and just art per page. There's so much, and those borders by Ian Miller. Yeah,
This one, right?
exactly. That's my favorite one. The Nurgle one,
Yeah.
which was it? It's slaves of something, right? Or it's right there, right?
The Lost and the Damned.
Lost in the Dam. Sorry, yeah. That one.
You were right.
That
though.
one doesn't have any Ian Miller in it.
This one is Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah, Slaves of Darkness is the one that I reference the most, or I look at the most.
Yeah.
Both are awesome though.
Totally.
Daniel Shaw was the one who hooked me up with getting interested in that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw him post the other day. Like he posted something like
my Bibles.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude! I'm glad I bought these books and I have them now instead of having to go try to hunt for them.
They are pricey though, but they're worth it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, I don't know, tattoo books are expensive too, so like it's not out of the realm of
they are very
pricing for tattoo money, or not tattoo money, but like when you spend money on a tattoo book, it's like they're usually not cheap. So
no, they're usually well made, but yeah, they're expensive. Yeah. That I got lucky last year. See, once again, we're just talking about our collections, but it's fun for me. I hope it's fun for the audience. That Philip Liu book.
Yeah.
Its whole like basically like work. It's a huge book, but I got that on like a Black Friday like half off sale. That was well worth it.
That one's really good.
Yeah. He's definitely one of my favorite tattooers and like tattoo painters.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Definitely someone who is like really, I mean, I think, he's influenced such a huge portion of tattooing. I mean, even like people probably don't even know it and they've been influenced by him. I mean, dude's been tattooing since he was like 11 or something.
Yeah, that whole family. And then I read Ed Hardy's biography, and he was talking about like how when he traveled over there and got work done by him and how much he learned from that experience. And then the same thing when he went to like Japan. Those like old stories are really cool when no internet, they have to like kind of find their way, and all they see is like these photographs of what's possible across the world, and they're like, holy shit, we got to up our game, in terms of like the Americans. That whole stuff's really interesting.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. That is a really good book. Is it like Wear Your Dreams or something?
Wear Your Dreams, yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
I have like an old library copy of it.
That's awesome.
Which, I don't know personally, but I think Ed Hardy's probably not in the best health wise. So, whenever that day comes, I mean, that's he's like the godfather of like this next evolution of tattooing. You know what I mean? He's
totally.
So
yeah,
when that day comes, I mean, he deserves every kudos he gets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that's something that's a good takeaway for any. I mean, I don't know. If people are watching this show, they're probably into art, and they if they're into art and tattoos, you might already know that Ed Hardy is like the king. But if you don't, he's way better than you think of him from the fucking shirts.
Yeah.
He's a real deal. And like, I think a huge part of like why you get to pick what your tattoo is.
100%. Yeah. He revolutionized the business side, but then also like just even like his paintings and how expressive they are, these huge fucking paintings, and they're just so powerful. And he always kept changing things up. He never really stood still because he came from that, art education background, but then fused it with the respect for tattooing, which I guess is kind of like what we're talking about, where it's like art education wasn't our first interest in art. It came secondary to
Yeah,
just loving what we saw in front of us. But
yeah,
yeah, dude.
totally. Sorry,
Yeah,
what were you saying?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like it's been a couple years since I've like been obsessed with like tattoo history, but I like have
yeah,
enough vague facts that I hope the fact checkers out there like know just that it's worth delving into, and there's a
yeah,
lot of things to respect about not only tattooing as it exists today, but like where it came from, all the way back.
yeah.
All the way like pre Ed Hardy, all that stuff, like original tribal tattooing and stuff. Like, dude, it's
Hmm.
fucking badass.
Oh yeah, yeah. I agree. Um, I mean, I don't, I definitely don't think that I know everything, but I think, I mean, the stuff that I do know has been such a big reason of my art education and like kind of how I got here, and like I don't know, tattooing has done so much for my drawing in general, just my general like draftsmanship and learning how to like make an image in general. Um, so I owe a lot to all those people paving the way.
Absolutely. We don't have
Hell
to
yeah,
say anything about every design here just for the sake of time, but
yeah.
you know, it's badass, obviously.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was really psyched about this one. I really wanted to try to do my thing with a mace, or what is a flail or whatever it is. I don't know. This thing that we all know is cool.
A chain and
You
some
know?
kind of ball type thing at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say. I think other than like,
Just examples of your work.
yeah,
What about these? Anything stick out?
yeah. So the wolf. Well, there's two wolves on here, but
Inside you, there are two wolves. Is that what
yes,
you're saying?
yes, that's what I'm saying. um, the so the wolf with the fucking baseball bat um is on one of my clients, JD, who has been like a very loyal client for like the past couple of years now. I tattoo him like probably once a month, and he gets some outrageous shit, and I'm very thankful for it.
Hell yeah.
Um, and he hit me with this idea, and he was like, "It just, dude, it's not often that like a client kind of hits you with like some crazy shit like this, and they're serious." But he was like, "Dude, I want like a kind of Halloween wrestling theme on my lower leg, and I want one side to be a werewolf, and I want the other side to be a skeleton." And like he has like a lot of the details and stuff like in the tattoo are like, I mean, I don't know, there's certain things that like, I added it in, like the silver bullet like necklace, like that was like
Hell
that
yeah.
was my idea, but I think his idea was the baseball bat with the barbed wire around it. Um, yeah, super fun tattoo. And I mean, if you go, if you're watching this and you go to my Instagram, you can see it on there and different angles of it. And then the other side, which is and a lot of this detail was like JD's idea, so I can't take credit for it, but I was fucking stoked to draw it. It's like a skeleton, and he has a candy corn mohawk with he's holding like a wrestling belt, but the belt has pumpkins on it, and like I think there's like a gravestone on it, and it says like, "Here lies he who lost," or something. Um,
The
yeah, so
level of
just like
like detail and like story he's come up with is so interesting.
totally, yeah, and it's just like really fun, and it really brings me back to a lot of that like kind of 90s style tattooing that really inspires me still. Like we're talking about Ed Hardy, like I think a big part of what makes Ed Hardy's tattoos really awesome is that there is like a story behind them. And I think,
Yeah,
I don't know, a lot of times it like kind of pushes to the next level. Um,
definitely, man.
So talking about these other ones, the Thor and the Jormungandr is on my client Ian, and yeah, I don't know. This was me just trying to kind of like just trying to do my thing with that style, or with that subject matter. You know what I mean? Um, it was a fucking bitch trying to figure out how to get like all the colors and stuff to work well in Thor as a tattoo since they're so similar.
It seems
Um,
like a tricky. It's like it's a challenging design too because you have such a limited amount of space, but you don't want it to be packed with too much detail. And then you have the scale of the snake too. It's just it's a difficult drawing, you know.
yeah,
As well.
definitely difficult. But I think usually, usually when I'm drawing a tattoo, especially for something that's like along the lines of subject matter that is in my wheelhouse,
Yeah.
I'll usually draw like two or three designs and then um, just kind of get rid of the ones that aren't good.
Mm.
And I think this was one of this just like kind of fell out. Like I drew a couple of things and this just like sort of fell out. So I was psyched that it came out kind of easily after putting some work into it.
That makes sense.
Um, and then the other wolf was I was just really proud about this one on my buddy Chris, who is another dude who has been getting me into Warhammer. Like all of my clients are fucking cornering me into getting me into Warhammer, and it's working it's like a fucking plague. Like I'm obsessed now.
You
Um,
collect like the figurines and stuff, or are you just into like the lore and the books and stuff?
so like both. Like I mean I had Chaos Space Marines and Tyranids when I was like a teenager. And then I never knew how to play, and then so they all just like I don't know where the fuck they are. I have one Chaos Space Marine fucking biker over here who's like managed to last all these years, but I'm getting into like the minis and like reading the books and stuff like that, and like I don't know, I haven't played any games yet, but I'm looking forward to it when that happens.
I was.
Um,
Are you reading like Horus Rising?
yes.
Okay, so I'm somewhat reading that. I read like the first. I'm doing it through Audible for this one, but I'm like about an hour in.
Okay,
Good.
awesome.
It's actually pretty good literature.
Dude. Yeah. I was surprised that it's really good.
Yeah, it's actually really well written.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I remember like when I was getting into this stuff as a teenager, I would just go to Barnes and Noble with my mom or something like that, and while she was doing what she was doing, I would like, look like I'd pick up all these Warhammer books and I'd be like, "Oh, this has fucking orcs on the cover, dude." Like and then I would convince my mom to like let me buy it, and I'd go home and read like the first page, and I'd be like, "This I don't even know if this is English. Like I can't. This is so hard to read just for a child, like."
Yeah,
It's just so well written, and like there's so many really expensive words in it that once you get the hang of it, it's like wow, this is like really good stuff. But um, yeah. Anyway, so this is like I'm really proud of this black and gray tattoo I did on my buddy Chris. Um, and I don't know, I'm just really psyched about how it looks like a really crazy feral wolf with a lot of detail, and I think I'm really happy about it being like pretty high contrast too, which has been a struggle of mine in black and gray tattoos in the past. Um, Kind of usually like I end up leaning into getting too much gray tone in there or something like that, or I have done that, but just really psyched about this one.
yeah. No, I totally agree. Man, doing things like high contrast is tricky because it's like you got to get that right sweet spot and know right when to stop. You know.
Yeah,
So I can relate at least on paper. Here, a couple more tattoos. So
hell yeah.
Aussie head fucking rules, and then
Thanks, man.
this like biomech dragon on the left, fucking awesome.
Yeah, thanks, dude. The Aussie head is like that's on my girlfriend Ashley, and
Nice.
she wanted like a Aussie that's like the Ozzy from the cover of The Ultimate Sin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Boris.
I can, which I mean, yeah, it's Boris. So it's like, I mean, double whammy. Like I get to do a fun Aussie tattoo on my girlfriend, who I know is gonna like let me do a cool tattoo and be excited about it, and um, I get to kind of like riff on some Boris stuff. So yeah, that was super fun. And I mean, now like a couple of years later, healed, it looks awesome. So really psyched about that one. And
I
then
love how you use that like teal shade around, you got it a little on the lips, on that cheek there. It like helps everything come together so well. So it's not just on the wing. Like there's like a painterly quality to the decisions you made with the colors. And then the line work all is like so directionally sound. Like you're talking about like learning from like Japanese art and stuff, like that's like one of those things is like no, like keep things in the same direction or like really be thinking about that. It's just
yeah,
this is a really fucking good tattoo.
thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of try to make it so that everything looks like it's going in every direction,
Yeah.
which I think is probably something that I'm imagining they're trying to do in Japanese style.
They're always thinking about it. What direction are
Yeah,
things going? Like because yeah, the hair obviously goes out like in the various ways, but the way the tongue goes with the underside of the hair is like really smart.
thanks, man. Yeah, very very happy about that one.
I
Um,
guess you get to see it all the time.
I get to see it all the time, and I'm psyched that I'm happy about it still.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
Were you nervous for that one?
For that one, I think there like for a tattoo like this, there's always kind of a part where you get nervous, like maybe, well, I mean, kind of like a painting. Like at a certain point of the process, in the middle or towards the end, you're kind of like, this shit better come together, dude. Like I have this idea, and I hope this is going to come together. And I mean, in a tattoo, like it really has to. So,
Right.
um, but usually, I mean, I'm usually when I'm tattooing, if I just kind of like let go and go with my gut, I know if I'm gonna do right by me and what I think. I don't know. Sometimes you can get caught up in like the rules of what a tattoo is supposed to be and how much black is supposed to be here, and um, how much color is supposed to be here, how much open skin you're supposed to have here. I
Right.
think it's like kind of easy to get lost in that, but I found that if I just make sure it looks good, everybody pretty much wins. And if I think it looks good, like usually we're in a nice spot.
How much of like studies do you do like for this Aussie head? Like, how much of it did you had mapped out, and how much of it is in the moment going with your gut? Then.
So I actually somewhere like framed in our house, we have like the little color study that I did. I did a little watercolor study.
Okay.
Um, and it's not like totally exactly like this, but I like to do something like that just to like knock the cobwebs off and make sure I'm not going in on this tattoo like for the first time.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, a lot of times I will just go straight in on a tattoo, especially if I already have an idea in my head. But if it's something that's kind of fucking with my brain, then I will for sure like do a little study, whether it be in like, colored pencil or watercolor or something. Um, yeah. So this one, yeah, there's a little rough drawing and on the other side of our apartment. That's
I mean, I guess from
this
my
guy.
perspective, like if if I hadn't done the study, what's good? I'm not a tattooer, so like what I'm saying could be just fucking off, right? But if I was just even doing this as like a final painting, for example, I don't know if I would be confident enough to go with that green on a final if I hadn't already just like thought about it a little bit ahead in a pressure free zone. You know what I mean? Because like that's a
Yeah.
bold decision that pays off. But I would imagine it'd be like you could second guess that decision if you
Oh
hadn't
yeah.
already thought about it. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I think especially too, like trying to reference that Boris piece. at the same time and try to fit. Like I'm kind of trying to take the opportunity to learn from what he did and
Mm.
see the things that worked in his, and then I have to figure out how to make it look more graphic. So it's like, because you can't have all these like different shades all over the place in a tattoo because it'll age really muddy. Um, but yeah, that was definitely something where I was like, I got to give this a go first because I kind of have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. So,
Definitely. Um,
um,
yeah, go ahead and talk about this one on the left real quick.
yeah, and then so the one on the left, it was kind of like I've had this idea floating around in my head. This is also on my client JD, who has the wrestling werewolf.
Oh yeah.
Um, but this was from like a flash sheet that I did, and I was kind of really just trying to take on like a different, like one of those tattoo pieces of subject matter you see a lot, which is like a Rock of Ages, and this doesn't at all look like a Rock of Ages, but I kind of like tried to make it the idea where that kind of big biomech sort of thing that the dragon is on is kind of like the rock, and then that little silhouette of the person is kind of maybe, usually you see like the woman kind of like leaning on the cross. um but this one also kind of had the idea of like the Lovecraft story Dagon, or Dagon, like however you that was kind of like my plan. Like in the story, there's that giant monolith with all the writing on it, and there's the guy who's like running from it. So like the little silhouette kind of made me think of that. Um, so yeah, really psyched about this one too.
Hell yeah. And if I don't gush about each piece, it's not because it's bad. It's more of I'm looking at the fucking time, and we could go for like fucking 5 hours if I'm not careful.
I know. I'm like, damn, we've been fucking going to town, dude. But yeah, let's. I guess I'll try to be a little less wordy,
Well,
maybe.
no, it's me too, man. You're just very easy to speak with. All right, so let's go back to some of the
We're having a good
illustration
time.
here. So this is some early work. You don't have to
Yeah.
talk a lot on it. When roughly was this? Just so we can see like the progression a bit.
So both of these were before I was tattooing.
Okay.
So I mean, if you zoom in, I'm sure you can see the year on my signature on that flash sheet. Um, and I mean, they're probably around similar timing. Like maybe the Baphomet looking kind of thing is like a year or two ahead.
Hmm.
But man, these are pieces of shit. And
I mean,
I
I
don't
see
know.
a lot of like potential. Like I wouldn't be that hard on them, but I get what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, I think like I appreciate that. I think it's cool to show this kind of stuff for people that are, maybe worried about their stuff, or like, I don't know, to just see the progression in general. Like you got to put the time in. Um and there's so much that I see looking at these where I'm like, you look at like the flames on that Baphomet kind of thing, and it was like I'm trying to do that like flat Japanese style flame with like the same kind of thing with the snakes, and like trying to kind of channel all that stuff in, and trying to, even with the pose of like the Baphomet, like I'm trying to make it super kind of flat and like stoic like a Japanese painting would be. um and Yeah, I don't know, I mean, this
To
was
me, it's growing pains, man. That's what I see.
100%.
It's the process of learning.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then, looking at the flash sheet, like some of that stuff, like the finger waves background, like I was trying to figure out how to like frame the tattoos to make them look appealing. Um, and also try to like learn how to do some finger waves at the same time. And, there's some stuff in there that like might work, and there's a lot of stuff that doesn't really work. But,
I like the
like you said,
monkey
it's
head.
growing pains. Yeah, the monkey dude, another huge favorite of mine, any kind of ape.
Yeah. All right, so we got some pen and ink pieces.
Yeah, hell yeah. So the wizard, another wizard. I mean, I'm, big fan. Um, yeah, I think when I drew that wizard, I was like reading the Fellowship of the Ring, and really just like, I don't know, I really wanted to try to do a tattoo design that I built off of like pen and ink style, um, without using like washes and stuff like that. I wanted to see if I could do it. And I really like how this came out. Like I might use it for a shirt or something at some point. Um, and then the design on the right, for my pals, Steve Brodsky and Adam McGrath, both from Cave In. Um, they were doing a uh, like a little tour where they do kind of like a like not wholly acoustic, but they kind of do like a duo of doing Cave In songs, and they also do covers and sing some of their own songs. Like Adam has Adam's got his album that came out last year called Methuen's Lot, which check that shit out if you haven't. Um, my buddy Adam fucking killed it on that record, and yeah, they wanted this to be a kind of play on the Waylon and Willie
Yeah.
album cover.
Yes.
And
Oh, that's great.
yeah, so like Adam had this whole idea that he came to me with, and he's like, yeah, I want, instead of like, I think there's like a cowboy on a horse in front, and he's like, instead of that, I want to do the Cave In satellite, and then in the back we're gonna do we wanted to do like astronaut helmets for us, and then kind of frame it with like some biomech stuff. And I was like, fucking sold, dude. Like I'm definitely down for that. And then the little Jupiter for Cave In there in the the middle. But yeah, the I'm really psyched about the way this came out. All the screen tones on it are all digital, because it's just easier for me to do it that way. I don't have screen tones here and have like little pieces of screen tone floating around to stick to all the cat's toes and shit.
Yeah,
But
I remember we were going back and forth on Instagram about this one because I was curious, like if you had used like Zipatone or whatever. But yeah,
yeah,
I really like your pen and ink work, man. Like,
thanks, man.
you just keep doing what you're doing, man. Also with your paintings, like, I love how we're not going to spend more time on this besides just one comment. I like how you use a little bit of colored pencil for certain like little touches and like bringing, once again, I love how you use teal. You bring that teal around the knee and like the butt cheek a little bit there, but like you kind of like incorporate that little tone around there, or that particular color, and it just looks really neat. So
thanks, man. I mean,
it's cool to see like how you have a distinct style, but you're also well-rounded and versatile. I think through the demands of tattooing, it's really cool.
I appreciate that.
All right, so we got two pieces here.
Yeah, so the one on the left is it was for an art show at a tattoo shop in New Hampshire, called Worship Tattoo. And it was like a bunch of tattooers in the area, and I think there were some that weren't in the area too, but the theme of the show was secrets, and I racked my brain for like a couple of months trying to figure out what the fuck I could do in the realm of secrets that would like still be a painting that like kind of fits me and what I do, and also still kind of like, I wanted it to be something that could be kind of tattoo-y, but I wanted to skirt the line and like kind of push a little bit so it's not necessarily tattooable like straight up. Like I want to see like, okay, what can I do in here that is tattooable? And then how far can I go until it's not tattooable anymore? And then you kind of see where it's like, you just learn. I don't know. I'm just kind of learning like how to better my tattooing by seeing like how far you can go forward, and then also kind of get close to that, like closer to like that realism sort of thing without being realism.
Right.
Um,
No outlines, like harsh
yeah,
out.
and I mean there is outlines, but there's some stuff that's not like a super hard outline, you
Right,
know.
right,
Um, and I'm not going to tell you what the secret is. I'll tell you that much.
right.
But yeah, really psyched about that one. I mean, no surprise here. We have a barbarian riding a dinosaur with some like weaponry and blood and some kind of like ancient like deadly fucking I don't know zombie wizard looking thing. Um, and then this one on the right, my buddy Vic from Vindicator. I've been fortunate to work with him a lot of the years on a lot of different projects for either for Vindicator or for his other band Volcana. And this was just like a shirt design that I did that I was really psyched on, and something for me as like a painter and a tattooer in general. Like I think kind of like what I was talking about before, it was really hard for me to just kind of limit this to a couple of colors. But I think given the subject matter, um, I think like the leather jacket and this like some of the textures and stuff are kind of similar in different places. It was like something where a lot of things really clicked for me, where I kind of saw like, oh, okay, cool. Like this is how you can kind of do a shirt that has just a couple of colors on it. And I mean, also, we all like skulls and weapons, you know.
Exactly. So did you draw, scan, and then color,
Yeah,
or what? Okay.
yeah.
And then as far as like the logo treatment and stuff, how'd you go about that?
That's their logo, but I'm pretty sure what I did is just use like some I think I went in there like digitally coloring and like maybe kind of doing some kind of like cracked or like marbly looking effects, like just drawing stuff in
Got it.
there.
Cool. Yeah, it's an area that I'm gonna spend a little more time with. Is like I digitally coloring if like the piece kind of needs it or the client wants it. I've done
Yeah.
very minimal stuff there, but I understand how to do it like in practice. So I'm
It-
sure that'll come up more probably in the next year, and I'll just dive in.
yeah, I agree. And I mean, still, it's like I have some of that stuff down, but it's still pretty hard for me, and it's just time consuming. Like I'm sure there's people that just like crush it and just move right along, but
Yeah,
doing any kind of digital stuff is like so it feels just out of my wheelhouse. So
I know what you mean. Same. All right, so we've been here. Cool. This is really neat to see like process.
yeah, yeah, I thought this one would be cool. There's not a lot of times where I document the process really well. And this was another time where I wanted to practice my black and gray work. Um, and I just kind of went at some tracing paper. The one in the middle is actually the first sketch that I did.
Really,
So,
but it looks more like the final. Or at
um,
least well, no, you flipped it. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So usually, I mean, if I can, I'll like do the sketch and then I'll flip it because you'll see all the mistakes and things that like I'm assuming somebody might see when they're looking at it for the first time that I don't notice.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Um, so yeah, I was just sitting there at work, having some downtime, and I was like, all right, it's time to start a new piece. No sitting around, bro. Um, so yeah, I just started drawing this like caveman dude and dinosaur, of course. And yeah, so the first one, I mean, this drawing came together like really quickly. Um, did the first one, flipped it over, did the second one, and then I want to say either right after or maybe like the next day or something like that. I put it on a light box, and this is on like some kind of like that stipple paper, like the Coke wheel B paper.
Hmm. I haven't played around with that
Um,
stuff, but it always looks awesome. Tyler Pennington does a killer job with that shit too.
yeah, I mean that dude is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You know, I think you could like You could tell that dude to like close his eyes and just give him like some random shit from Home Depot, and he'd come out with like a fucking crusher of a
Yeah,
piece, you know.
no, absolutely. But
Um,
yeah, the coke wheel paper. I just think about him, and then Stephen Fabian and all the people, you know. But I'm going to
totally.
sidetrack. Keep going.
I'm with it, dude. I'm with it. I think it's also. I think the coke wheel paper is also something that you see. I feel like you see it a lot in tattooing because it's like reminds me of that kind of like old school kind of like biker designs.
Yeah, kind of
Um,
that California look as well, a little bit.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I knew that this was going to be a gradual way for me to practice my kind of black and gray technique. And I think I kind of learned something about like contrast that I feel like is helpful, maybe for anybody who's having trouble with it, but, and maybe this only makes sense to me, but I noticed is like whenever you put down a gradient, there needs to be like a, there needs to be a really heavy part of that gradient within that like little pool. So like if you look at like under his tail or something like that,
Hmm.
like if I wanted to put any black in there at all, there needs to be a part of that that's like super high concentrated black.
Yeah.
And if you look at like the little like kind of nubbies around his like knuckles or something, like if I'm going to put any light gray in there, I have to put like a super high concentrated amount of light gray and let things kind of like spread out from there. So I don't know. That was like something I learned that I hope maybe is helpful for people.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like spit shading in the sense of like it usually
Yeah.
goes from like a solid black to that lighter. Like the people who are really good at that spit shading technique,
Yeah. Yeah, totally. um
which I never mastered that, but I was always interested in like those folks who do it really well, man.
yeah.
Looks really nice.
I never really did like particular like spit shading straight up where like you put the brush in your mouth. Like usually I just end up having like paper towels and like,
Yeah, or
you
like the
know,
water
like
brush.
the tube, yeah, like the water brush and like your regular brush. I'm gonna take some water real quick because I'm getting froggy, dude.
Yeah, yeah, you're allowed to do that. You've been allowed to do that the whole time. I've run out of water. Um, I could go on a giant rant about traditional tattooing, but it'd be a positive one. People who do like the really simplified, very good traditional tattoos are underrated, I believe, because I think you have nothing to hide behind when you
Yeah,
like
it's
are really good
yeah.
at like the really simple stuff.
Oh, 100%. It's really difficult. Um, I mean, I don't know. You look at like Chris Marchetto or something like that. Like, do you know his work?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, he's a total crusher, and I feel like he's, you know, he's another Massachusetts dude who's, and he's been tattooing way longer than me. But if you're talking about traditional work, it's like it's super traditional, but he's really kind of carved out his own path. And I don't know, seeing like, you know, I don't, I can't remember who, but I heard a tattooer one time who doesn't do like regular traditional talk about like how scary it is to draw like a line that goes like from the bottom of somebody's back or something like all the way up, and it has to arc in like a perfect way.
Oh yeah,
Like
God,
it's fucking horrifying, you know?
yeah. Yeah, nightmares are made from that, man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, totally. You
Oh my
know?
god. All right. We're starting to get to the end here. Okay, so a couple more.
Yeah, cool. So this one on the left was a shirt design I did for Ex Mortis years ago. And those dudes were they were like I used to play in a thrash metal band called Razor Maze. And we've played with them a couple of times. And I, you know, before I got in the band, my bandmates previously like played a bunch of shows with them and whatnot, so they were close. And um, I ended up making friends with them, and they, you know, saw my artwork, and they're, you know, they're into sword and sorcery and all that stuff. So they hit me with this idea, wanting to do some kind of wizard shirt, and we just like brainstormed trying to figure out some really cool shit to do, and it's like, you know, especially I think I was probably starting to try to get into tattooing and like drawing these snakes and trying to get into the scales and um actually, yeah, I definitely was because I remember the period that I did this, and I was like kind of just like starting to think about trying to get into tattooing and like practicing this stuff. Um, and yeah, I'm still stoked on it. It's really cool. I can tell it's like an earlier piece of mine, but I love it, and they might still sell it. I'm not sure.
The composition's really good. Like the design is just solid. Like I love
Thanks,
that.
man.
Yeah, I mean, I just it just is a really good shirt design. Like I think if you like redid it now, learning everything you did, it would be like quite a bit better. But you literally
Yeah,
could kind of keep the bones of it as they are, and then just do what you've learned. And I think it'd be like really,
yeah.
really good.
Thanks, man. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe
Yeah,
I will do that.
yeah. Well,
Um,
you have infinite possibilities on things you really can do within the universe you've kind of created, which is really cool.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, that's the kind of hope. Like, I just want to be able to kind of walk around anywhere within like doing my artwork and make it still look like it, could be adjacent.
Absolutely.
Um, what was I going to say about this one? This one is interesting because it's back in the days when I was still playing in bands, and uh, I thought that I was going to be able to make like an illustration career on the side of being like a touring musician and like drawing t-shirts and album covers and stuff on like a at the time I had like a Wacom Cintiq. Like this is before like any of like the super accessible iPads or anything like that with Procreate. The Cintiq was like I'm sure they still have them in like real crazy like studios and stuff, but
Yeah, they're still widely used. I have
um
one.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Um so I had one of those. It was like the Cintiq like companion or something like that. It was like portable. Um and I think I brought it on like one tour, and I was like, I don't got fucking time for doing any of this shit on the road. Like, there's no way. Even if you have like downtime, you got like four dudes around you, like getting in your ass all day.
Yeah, distractions everywhere.
Yeah, and like you're sitting in like a bar where there's all this like chaos going on, and like somebody's coming in and like fucking fighting with the guy that runs the place about some shit that happened yesterday, and you're trying to like draw in the corner while you wait for the sound guy to show up even though he told you to be there at this time. Yeah.
I don't miss that.
Yeah. I mean, I miss it a little bit, but
I don't miss that aspect, but yeah.
I'm not in it, so I miss it right now, but if I was in it, I'd be missing what I'm doing right now.
Did you guys ever like when you were playing shows and stuff, if you were for us when I was in the band, if we were within a 4-hour radius of where we played, even if we ended at 1 a.m., we would drive home. So we get back at 6 a.m. instead of buying a hotel. Did you guys have like any kind of rule like that? What I remember is the foggy feeling. And I was like getting into like Swans at the time
Mhm.
of listening to like Swans, like fucking intense transcendental, fucked up like transcendental music at like 5 a.m. Just like
Yeah.
losing my shit. That's what I remember.
I mean, I don't know if we had necessarily that rule, but I think depending on the scenario, there's definitely times that we did that. I mean, I feel like if like the closest thing that we probably would have done that was like far away was New York or something. And we would,
Yeah.
especially being in when I was in Razor Maze, since those dudes were already like they were already going around the block for like a couple of years before I joined the band. They knew somebody everywhere, so we always had a place to crash.
Yeah.
um you know but it depends. Like sometimes it's like somebody wants to get home to their girlfriend or something, or like somebody has to work the next morning, or all those variables, so I'm sure it happened.
That's I just remember that a lot because we would do like these weekend warrior runs because
Yeah.
uh, we weren't playing major cities most of the time. What we got booked for is being entertainment for college kids because we were in
Okay.
college ourselves. So we'd play
Yeah.
college bars. So we would like meet people, of course, but like that was kind of what we did, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a whole different thing, man.
I mean, I'm sure in some ways, like that's probably a lot more gnarly on your time and energy than just
Well,
like
we'd
playing a
play
regular
3 hour
show.
sets,
Yeah.
you know, so it's like a whole
Yeah.
different thing in that capacity too. And then we were the only band that night in most cases, and people would just show up because there's a live band, but they didn't know that was us, and then we'd have to win them over.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I
Yeah.
do. We're already going on so long. You don't need to hear about the
I'm
average jam band I used to be in, you know, 9 years ago.
I'm into it, but I mean, I can't believe we've been going for almost 3 hours. Um,
All right, speed run.
yeah. Um, yeah. So this one on the left, shirt I did for a company called Crusade Supply. And they ended up going with like a slightly different colorway for the one that they printed, but I really like this one, so I put this one in. And they hit me with the idea where they're like, we want an orc riding a fucking two-headed dinosaur, and I was like, you found the guy.
Hell yeah.
You found the guy, dude. So psyched about that. And then this one on the right is like a painting that I did years ago. I'm sure if I went in there, I could see what the year is, but one of my most proud paintings still. It's like an acrylic gouache painting, and it's around the time where I was really trying to kind of handle my airbrush. I got an airbrush, um, and yeah, I was just really psyched about this, and it took a really long time to do because I was having such an issue trying to get the values and stuff straight. But you know, years ago, dude, we're still on Triceratops and Biomech and cannons and shit. You know, reminds me a lot of another show that maybe Lee, maybe you remember this and nobody else remembers it. Like the experience I've had the rest of my life bringing up this, but there was a show called Extreme Dinosaurs, which came out like after Street Sharks kind of hit the market.
My dude, I remember
Yes,
that.
dude.
Dude, I had one. I had the Triceratops toy where
Yeah.
the head went out.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Street Sharks, but then they modified it. Fuck yeah, dude. I remember that.
Yeah.
I had a few of those.
I think, dude. Yeah. I think like those kind of like 80s and 90s toys and like that kind of crazy like Ninja Turtle-y sort of stuff. I mean, Ninja Turtles is a huge part of me too. As like you can probably see behind me, there's a bunch of Ninja Turtles lining the door. um, but yeah, that's like those and like the Trendmasters Godzilla toys, where like it was like Godzilla that you've seen in the '90s movies, like the Heisei era,
Right.
but they were all super gnarly and knobby, and like they all had like big features. Everything was exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the Kenner, like Predator, Alien versus Predator figures. You remember any of those?
I don't. I do remember like the Spawn figures though at
Yep.
Toys R Us.
Another big deal.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, that was just something that I remembered. I wrote notes about that for the conversation about how fucking huge all those like crazy exaggerated toys and colors and stuff were for me.
For anybody watching,
Anyway.
hopefully I'm like adding pictures as we go if I have enough time for editing. So we'll pop some like toy pictures up because like some of the shit brings me back. All right, then this is the last one here.
Yeah, so this one on the left is actually, I've never shown this one before because it's for a book. There's a company called Black Dagger Books.
Yep.
That's coming out with a book called. Okay, yeah, awesome. They're coming out with a book called Sideshow, and basically they wanted like some kind of crazy shit. And I haven't posted this one yet because I've been kind of waiting to promote the book. And actually, like right before we got on the call, they said that they're announcing the book tomorrow. So
Oh, awesome.
um, that's like great timing. But I was really trying to like rack my brain and figure out what I could do that was different and me and something that could kind of fit well in tattooing. So um, I tried to go nuts with this like really like weird. Um, Kind of like mythological, like kind of Mobius looking Japanese dragon, predator fucking alien thing.
I wonder, side so is such a broad topic. I wonder, like, a lot of tattooers must interpret it like completely different way. It'd be interesting to see.
I think it was like the book is called Sideshow, but I think the prompts were like they wanted you to kind of do something along the lines of like something that you could see in Ripley's Believe It or Not,
Oh,
or
okay.
like something from another world, or like this old show Outer Limits, which I discovered like looking up research for this painting. And like I'm sure there's going to be some sideshow like circusy sort of stuff in there too, but it's supposed to be like, I kind of interpreted it as like, okay, if Joe is going to do this, what is the scariest thing that you can see run across your bathroom floor,
Hell yeah.
you know, or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good publisher, man. They make a lot of great books, so that's awesome. I'm happy for you that you got in there.
Thanks,
Uh,
man. I'm really fortunate to be a part of it. I'm really psyched that they asked me. And I saw a couple of the pages from the book today that they sent us in the email, and everybody's kind of like really crushing it. So um,
I have
I'm
the
I'm
Death book that they did.
oh, nice.
That one's really good. And then I have like about 8 of the monthlies that they
Yeah,
do.
I got a bunch of those. I don't have the other ones, but I have a bunch of the monthly ones.
Mhm.
Um, I have like Lehigh and like Hoyer and yeah, like they're awesome.
Oh yeah.
Um, and so this one on the right is for a band called Howling Giant, and they're friends of mine from when I played guitar in Wilderun. Um, we all went to school together, and so that's how like I don't know, that's kind of how we all know each other. And I think when I started doing some of this shirt stuff, I was probably on tour with Wilderun, and I know we played a couple of shows with Howling Giant, and those dudes, like their kind of vibe is like really fits with a lot of the kind of imagery that I do. They're kind of like it's kind of stonery, but it's not stonery in like I don't know, like you're waiting for something to happen kind of way. Like
Mhm.
um, it's like cool rock and roll, kind of psychedelic. Like I really like it. And I can't remember how much of this was their idea and how much of it was my idea, but I know that they have been like kind of conceptual with some of the other things that I've done for them. Um, but I chose to put this one in there because number one, it was like it's kind of an older piece for me now, so it's cool to see it and compare it to some of the newer things. And number two, um, it's almost like a reminder to like keep up with like being an imaginative. Like it's almost like that's the theme of our conversation tonight. Like
Yeah.
with those windows and the kind of warpy stuff in there, um, which is probably kind of like proto Biomech stuff for me, you know. Um,
This one
and
reminds me of
this like
like the old book covers. Like it's like a weird book cover from like 1940. That's what I see.
that's sick.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to do the whole time.
I think it's sick. Yeah. I could maybe I could
Uh,
find some examples and then it'll justify what I'm saying here a little bit.
I mean, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely influenced by that kind of stuff. I think, and even looking at like, not that this is totally reminiscent of it, but you ever see that book Paperbacks from Hell?
Yeah. I think
I
so.
feel like Yeah, like I mean, if you can find it, if you have it, or you know can find it or whatever, that's a really cool book, even just for the artwork inside, because the covers of those books are just like so cool, and a lot of them are really graphic. Excuse me, and really interesting, and the colors are really interesting. Um, so I'm sure there's probably some influence from that stuff in this without me even like knowing about it.
Absolutely, dude. All right. One
I think we
second.
did it, huh?
I think we fucking did. I know. I was entertained. This is one of the few episodes that I'm like, I actually don't know if the audience is gonna like all the where we went with it, but I think they will. It's just I kind of got lost in the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we were just we were going hard, like getting excited about stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna cut anything out or whatever, but I think
I
people that
probably
are
not much.
fucking okay, yeah, cool.
Unless you want
Uh,
me to. I guess for
no, I don't.
anybody watching, I hope you guys like created something while you're just listening to two guys talk, you know? That's the whole point.
Hell yeah. I hope we could inspire you, and um, I hope that this found some other sword and sorcery maniacs, um, and tattoo fiends, and yeah, if you're in the New England area and you're looking for a tattoo, I'm happy to do it. I work at Redemption Tattoo in Cambridge, Mass, and I will take on whatever project as long as I think it's something I can do. And if I can't do it well, then I probably know somebody who can. So I'd be happy to chat with anybody. Thanks a lot for having me on, Lee.
Absolutely, Joe, man. We gotta obviously keep in touch and
Yeah,
like I said, huge fan of what you're doing, man. And it'd be great to be in person sometime for some work or to hang out or something.
agreed. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely. I knew before we got into this that we were gonna have a good time talking. I was like, this is one of my dudes. I know it.
Hell yeah, man. All right, for
So yeah,
everybody, please follow Joe and do everything he just said. And episodes about every 2 weeks. It's gotten a little hard this year for me. So thank you for everyone's their patience and that you're still really interested in the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think and see you guys next time. Bye.
thanks.